Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
At this hour, Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson cleared to play Sunday against the Packers. He was cleared by the doctors who performed surgery on his right middle finger last month. Seattle's gone 1-2 without Wilson. Former Browns receiver Odell Beckham Jr. on waivers today. The deadline for him to be claimed is 4 Eastern tomorrow. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports Beckham wants to spend the rest of the season with a playoff contender and in a winning environment where he believes he'll be happy and productive. He needs a certain offensive coordinator for that, according to our Keyshawn Johnson.
OBJ, much like Dan said, it's not really about OBJ. OBJ is like a me. You fit him, you go to a team that a guy says, that's my dude, I'm putting the ball in his hands no matter what. That's the type of coordinator. Right. That's the type of coordinator OBJ needs.
Keyshawn of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. NBA sources tell ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski 76ers center Joel Embiid tested positive for COVID-19 today. He's out a minimum of 10 days, meaning he'll miss at least 5 games, could potentially be able to return late next week. Celtics guard Jaylen Brown with a hamstring strain sidelined the next 1 to 2 weeks. College football, Washington coach Jimmy Lake suspended 1 game for a sideline incident with one of his players during the Oregon loss on Saturday.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Brent, can I slam you through a table if the Jaguars win?
Sure.
Seriously?
That'd be kind of fun.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What did he say?
It's better than jumping off like something from 15 feet in the air.
I'll lightly pick you up, nice and gently, kind of like the Lion King when it's like, and then I'll slam you through the table.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, if the Jags win,
Can the table be on fire?
maybe I go for that.
Can the table be on fire?
No, now we're getting a little crazy because you might mess up my hair.
2 days later.
How about them Jags? Just want to give a shout out to all the fans, man. This year hasn't gone exactly as we planned, but you guys have came out every home game, supported us through thick and thin. There's a lot more of these wins ahead, for sure. Duval! 1, 2, 3! Get the tables!
Because we got Trevor Lawrence and we got a great defense! Yeah!
You found all the good stuff,
man.
didn't you? I was wondering, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't want to text Casey.
Okay.
But I actually woke up this morning anticipating what the open would sound like.
Oh, of course.
So now he's raised the bar.
Yes.
We never asked him to do opens.
Yes.
But now the Jags win. Something big happens. We feel like,
We're
all
in a
right,
better
where's he
mood.
going to go with this?
Oh, yeah.
And so I was thinking of it from this morning, Casey, so way to deliver.
You know me.
And, I mean, what is the likelihood that I actually win that bet or lose that bet or whatever it was? It wasn't even a bet.
I mean, I feel like the people won. I feel like I won. Yeah.
So now
Call me Rafiki.
And by the way, if you've tuned in just to see me go through a table today, it's not happening today.
No.
But it will happen. We got to figure it out. We got to set the scene. I got to do a show at 7:00. So if I end up going to the hospital because of it,
I told you I'm not going to slam you that. It's going to be a nice little gentle. It's going to be like a pillow. I'm throwing my puppy into a thing of pillows.
Like a puppy.
It's all right.
What I want to do though is, can we go to Can we talk to Tony Khan about going to AEW way?
What do you mean AEW way?
Get their tables.
I mean, they're still pretty thick tables now.
I don't want to
Shaq went through 2 of them, I remember.
I don't want to use the table that guy in the parking lot used
No.
yesterday.
I mean, I think the key when putting you through the table, it has to be collapsible. That one wasn't collapsible.
I hope so.
Yeah, for sure. We'll find a collapsible table. There's plenty of them.
So the other thing I was thinking is, are you willing to do this, slamming me through the table or putting me through the table before your fight?
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I going through the table?
I might bring you with me.
Am I going through the table? I'm sorry. Did I miss that part where I'm going through the table? Oh, I got no problem slamming you through a table now.
All right. So it will happen.
Yeah.
Just a matter of when we make it happen.
I'm also going to need you to sign a waiver, though, because I'm not trying to get sued or anything.
Well, I was thinking, I actually thought.
Casey, and you as a witness, I suggest you get one of your waivers together as well.
Because we're not. I don't think they'll like that.
I'm not going to be responsible for this.
And just let me double check my open enrollment.
Okay.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
So, hey, I said it. We'll do it.
Yeah.
It's not happening today.
Okay.
But we will plan. Like we've discussed it. We have to figure it out.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes on a Sunday into a Monday in my world, so the table wasn't top of mind.
I'll take your word
for it.
But
I won't duck it.
Okay. Do you got that life insurance policy in line?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll let you pick the table as well.
I'm going table shopping.
I mean, unless you want me to do it, but I would feel better if you picked the table.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, when you pick your own casket when it's about that time. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Somebody had a great suggestion, too, because I forgot about the Lion King mention there.
Yeah.
Like we have to play the Lion King.
Call me Rafiki. Yep, absolutely.
Is this happening live, or should we tape it just in case?
I mean, live, right?
So
Casey?
I had a great idea involving like being mic'd up and all that, but I only have 8 seconds of dumping. And I imagine when Brent goes through the table, I'm going to need more than 8 seconds. So live is going to be tough.
You going to keep that mouth in check?
I don't know.
Brent, you going to keep that mouth in check?
I've tried to at least envision what this will be like what will hurt the most.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. I've never had to think that way before.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out.
I've been watching so many highlights, too, of chokes. Do you know the choke slam or the rock bottom, by the way? Because those are the two that are going to do like the least amount of damage to both of us.
Okay.
So
I'll take the least amount of damage.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the option between a choke slam or a rock bottom. Your choice, Brent.
Yeah.
Dealer's choice.
Yeah, well, maybe we can have a vote.
Okay.
I think you should let the people decide. Yeah,
I like that. Put on the poll. I like that.
I just, if we're going to do this, we're going to pull it off. I don't want to be like a meme or GIF or whatever for the rest of all time.
Yeah, but we kind of do for the show,
getting hurt
though.
way.
Now,
no, it's okay if I am, but I want it to be at least like I come back and be able to do the rest of the show.
Well, and let's be honest, it's starting to get chilly outside too. Do we put just a little fire on the table?
I think we do.
Just a little. Just a sprinkle of fire,
If
Brent.
we go back, if we're going to use the sound from the show, I said no fire.
Well, you said no fire, but it's getting cold outside, so maybe just a smidge of fire.
I think we have to remember where this came from. Like, you didn't tweet the whole thing. No, this came from the idea that I said the Bills fans are stupid. They're dumb. Like, why do they jump through tables? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Right? And I know Bills fans. I don't know what their IQ or SAT scores are or whatever are.
Careful
but
low.
I think it's kind of that's how this started. It was like, this is like, why do you do this?
Yeah.
And now I'm going to have to do it because how in the hell did the Jags beat the Bills?
So it was that, and then before that, it was, let's be honest, kind of a lack of faith in this team being the Buffalo Bills. So that's why I brought it into fruition, and here we are now.
Well, here we are. And so let's talk about not me going through a table, which will eventually happen, but instead the Jags win the football game, which seriously is inexplicable. It was inexplicable how they won this football game. And I love I said this yesterday from the Duval house, Casey. You're going to probably have like players, if they pull this off, be like, yeah, nobody believed in us and all this stuff. It's like, well, you gave us really no evidence to believe in you over the last couple of years, but you also gave us no reason to believe the defense would look like this.
Yeah.
I mean, let me
Taven Bryan's been slow playing this for what, 3 years now?
3 years. I mean, nobody could see this defensive performance coming. And if they want to sit there and tell me about that second half against Seattle, that Brent, you should have saw this coming. I mean, I'm not buying it, all right? Where did this come from? I mean, it was a masterful game plan. A week after I thought the coaching staff did a terrible job against Seattle, they were terrific. They outcoached one of the best coaching staffs in the game right now in the Buffalo Bills. They executed the plan. And again, just for a little bit, if you're really wondering, like, where did this defensive performance come from? The numbers are insane. I mean, it's the fewest points the Jags have allowed in a football game since they shut out the Indianapolis Colts in December of 2018. It's the first time since December something of 2019 that they've allowed less than 20 points in a game. Like, this was – who had this coming against the number one offense in the league? Right, this wasn't the Jets. This wasn't even Miami. This was a football team that gave up a litany of yards and touchdowns and scoring output to Tua Gino, Tyrod, and Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was nothing coming for this game that you were like, oh, yeah, well, watch this. Mm-hmm. You know, the only way you could see this happen is if, like, Trevor Lawrence had this unbelievable day and they outscored Buffalo somehow.
Yeah, I thought it would have to be up to Trevor to win this game.
Absolutely. And they didn't do a thing.
That wasn't the case. No,
he didn't do anything.
That wasn't the case.
He really wasn't even that good again. I mean, I think you could argue it. And that was against a very good defense, by the way. Mm-hmm. And without 5 starting offensive players, really 6 you could probably make a case for. So we'll talk about the offense a little later. But, man, oh, man, you're a defensive guy. I mean, this was a brilliant game plan, brilliant execution. And, you know, one stat I brought up last week, 31 games without getting over 2 turnovers. And I thought they had to do that to win this game. Yeah. And they did. They got 3 turnovers.
Do they happen in bunches?
Well, now I guess they do. I guess they do.
Casey, do they happen in bunches?
At least on one Sunday
Or just one? Or do they happen in bunches?
Looks like it might be bunches.
Oh, bunches of fun. Am I right? Bunches of fun. So, yeah. I mean, you know, on the offensive side of the ball for the Jacksonville Jaguars, let's be honest, there's not a lot to break down from that game. It wasn't a good showing on the offensive side of the ball. The defense showed up. You know, the 3-4 defense shines, and all credit to Josh Allen, obviously, but this starts with Joe Cullen. Yeah. And Joe Cullen is a guy who, you know, and I'll be the first one to say it. You know, I've critiqued the heck out of this dude, right? And I think a lot of people in this city have. But for whatever reason, when it comes to prepping for a higher tier mobile quarterback, that is Joe Cullen's calling card. And I remember that even from when we played Green Bay. Heck, it was like, I think, 2011 or 2012, whatever that year was, when we played him in Lambeau. And he had this game plan to stop Aaron Rodgers. And I mentioned this before, and it's the same thing that he did to stop Josh Allen. And it's realizing what we like to call the honey hole. Every mobile quarterback who likes to extend plays, they have a certain area where they want to step up in the pocket, or they want to step to the side of the pocket. Now, in Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he can step anywhere and complete a throw. Josh Allen isn't quite there yet. But every blitz, every stunt that happened, it was designed to take away the middle of the pocket so Josh Allen couldn't step up and feel comfortable. When you took that away and he started to scramble laterally, you saw he was not comfortable. And obviously you have Josh Allen coming off the corner and Dwayne, Smoot and everybody else, so that helped as well. But like that was the biggest thing that I noticed from that defensive line, from what I haven't seen, over these past couple games, is the fact that defensive line got pressure interiorly, which was a great sign. But also the games that they ran, it was all concisive to making Josh Allen feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, so it was even the games were pushing it from the inside.
Correct.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Because I tweeted this, I think, late last night. I said the 2 biggest things for me that I saw that were different is the interior push. Mm-hmm. Like, it was the best game they had. Without question, because then you could allow guys like Smoot and Josh to do what they've really been doing without probably the numbers. Mm-hmm. They've played well. Those guys have played good football. And then the other thing I saw was better communication. I didn't see guys with their hands up. Mm-hmm. I didn't see 12 men on the field. I thought overall, I mean, listen, there were a couple of plays, but there's always going to be a couple of plays where there's an open receiver and Josh Allen has a cannon of an arm. Mm-hmm. I mean, that guy's got a bazooka, man. I mean, that thing it's incredible when he shows that off sometimes. And he was able to fit it in. It looked like maybe Tyson Campbell, Rudy Ford, guys that haven't been out there a lot. Maybe we're kind of looking at each other like, oh, maybe that was supposed to be me. But that happens in the course of the game. I'm talking like pre-snap. They all knew what they were doing, and the communication was a lot better. And it was just so impressive. Like, it's really impressive to see them never really threaten the end zone, Austin. Yeah. I mean, they never threatened the end zone. Did they run a play in the red zone? They might have early and then got pushed back. Yeah. But it was incredible. Yep. So the game plan was magnificent, and credit the players to be able to execute the game plan. And, I mean, can you do that every week, or can they just follow this game plan? Most quarterbacks get uncomfortable if they can't run up in the pocket or step up in the pocket.
Yeah. Can they do this every week? It all depends on the matchup, because the fact that, this Bills team couldn't run the ball, and we kind of talked about that the whole week. I mean, that helped the situation as well, where you knew that you're going to have them passing down. So the blitzes were conducive to that. But also, I mean, just the blitz game that was called. Now, like, in terms of coverage, it was a lot of zone, man. It was 2 under a lot of zone. And, like, it was nothing that, like, the Jaguars haven't showed before. But it also showed to you that maybe going man all the time isn't what this team is about right now. This is not this team's identity. And what
they
saw
changed that
was
last week a little bit against
for
Seattle.
sure. You saw it towards the end of the game because what you saw now was a bunch of corners and secondary players keeping everything in front of them. And when you keep everything in front of them, you don't have to run with the players. Well, now you know where the ball is going to be. So even if it's going to be a short completion, everybody can converge, fly to that ball and prevent the first down. And that's what you saw a lot. I mean, Cole Beasley had 9 receptions or whatever it was for 30-something yards.
50-something yards, it wasn't much. Yeah.
It wasn't much, and that was the reason why. And also just, the whole blitz game I thought was a great job as well. I think the one that Josh Allen had, that blitz, that was also a corner blitz coming from Cole Beasley's side. And me and you kind of talked about this a little bit before the show started. But I think it was a great job of whether it was Cullen calling these blitzes, whoever was calling these blitzes. We know with Cole Beasley he was having a rib injury, right? So one would think that, and you even alluded to this, I think, yesterday during the game, he wasn't going to take contact.
No.
Right? So
he was getting down right away.
So they're trying to set him up for all these short, crossing routes, these short, shallow routes. Well, in doing that, if you're going to blitz off Cole Beasley's side, give him the 5 yards when it's, 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 12. You can give up 5 yards, converge on him, and he's not going to break you for a touchdown or even for a first down just because he wasn't trying to get hit. So usually when the blitzes were coming, they're from Cole Beasley's side from the slot. I thought that was a great play call as well.
Yeah, and it's, listen, it's worth – they made Josh Allen uncomfortable. No doubt. I thought he ran one time, and there was a holding penalty on the run play. He had run with some success early, of course. I even texted you. I thought both times that he ran for first downs, I thought they had the wheel route if they wanted it, and I thought one at least, if not both, could have gone for touchdowns. You kind of fixed me on that thought. But either way, those were 2 big run plays that he got first down. Mm-hmm. Later on in the game, like in the second quarter maybe it was, he runs, and he gets hit pretty hard. And it actually, they had a holding call. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember him running much after that. He didn't want to run too much. I think he was like, all right, I'm going to do this with my arm instead. I don't know if he got dinged up a little bit there, if that hurt, whatever it was. Yeah. But I remember him getting hit pretty hard in the lower half. And I will say this about the Jags. I thought they hit pretty hard yesterday altogether. Mm-hmm. Like when they came on the corner blitz, they hit him. Mm-hmm. When there was a receiver catching the ball, they hit him. Their tackling was very good. See, I think they've been a pretty good tackling team all year. I mean, there's not a ton of missed tackles. There's always going to be some. I mean, it's the way it is in the NFL. Open field tackling is hard, but it was really good yesterday. So it's just all around pretty good. I will say this. Why did this work against the Jags, and why could it not be as successful against others? You mentioned it. They're going to go see Jonathan Taylor this week. Yeah. Right? And that's a different animal. They're going to want to run the football. Mm-hmm. Well, they also might involve the tight ends more. The Bills did not. With Dawson Knox out of the game, it's the first time I can remember where the tight end really wasn't that much of a factor in a game against the Jaguars. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean,
no, for sure.
I don't remember much.
When you're talking about 2-man, the middle of the field can burn you if it's deep. I don't think they really had the weapons yesterday to attack the middle of the field like they wanted to. Like I said, I mean, Beasley was running all these these short crossing patterns and these short crossing routes, but it was nothing deep because I just don't think he was capable of doing that. I think the Jaguars understood that. So, to answer your question, can they do the same game plan against the Colts and be successful? Shades of it, but you're going to have to tailor-make it to stop Jonathan Taylor as well, not only in the run game, but also the screen game and then in the passing game, because the guy can do it all now. Yeah, so listen, I think we found out something, though, right? I mean, this is fair to say. Rudy Ford, I'm not sure is going to play like that every game, but the Jamal Agnew and Rudy Ford stories are unbelievable. That's a side story. But we know Josh Allen's a good player. Mm-hmm. We know that. He has been coming on. I brought up to you a couple of times, and the numbers weren't there. And I'm like, man, I feel like he's playing well. Yeah. He's almost home. And everybody, when you're losing, everybody's like, well, he better get home. He's got to get home. He's a 7th overall pick. And to your credit and other people's credit, it's like, listen, if you don't have the inside push, if you don't have somebody on that other side helping you, or if your corners are not covering well enough, I mean, you can't always get home. I mean, the numbers aren't going to show. You need somebody to just do their job for an extra half second, and Josh Allen's impacting the game. Well, guys did their job yesterday. Yeah. DeJuan Smoot's been one of the most underrated players on this football team for a couple of years, if not more. Mm-hmm. He resurrected his career a couple of years back when it was a contract year. I'll never forget it. I always give him credit because he was so transparent. He's like, it's do or die, basically. I got to play well or I'm out of here. Yeah. And he played well, contract extension. Jags have re-signed him a couple of times, and guy's having a nice career. Led the team in sacks last year, by the way, if you forget. Yep. And so they have good. Miles Jack played really well yesterday. Yeah. Is it without the green dot? Well, I mean, maybe, but they're also blitzing him. Like, how many times we see him get like blitz up the middle, and then sometimes Josh Allen would drop back into coverage, much to maybe some people's chagrin. But
not on the interception.
Yeah, but that seemed to pay dividends because 3-4 defense. That's what 3-4 defense does. So yeah, it was a fantastic showing from all levels of that defense yesterday.
And Miles made a good play, by the way. So they did have some snaps in the red zone because I'm thinking of Miles down near the goal line made a deflection. On a play that forced a field goal. So yeah, it was a long game, I guess. But Miles did that. And then Shaq Griffin, and he's not getting interceptions. You're not going to see him all over the highlights. I still think he did. Where was Stephon Diggs for like the first 3 quarters of that game?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, again, Shaq's playing well. He gave up 2 touchdowns against DK Metcalf. I get it. It's going to happen. They didn't pay this guy to not give up a touchdown all season. They paid him like to be their best corner.
Sure.
And he is their best corner, and he's doing a nice job. So my point in this, Austin, is they've got some pieces on defense. But we also talked 2 weeks ago, anybody I could ask, they're like, this is unfixable until you go the offseason and get more players, more guys. Well, what happened yesterday is a guy like Taven Bryan showed up as the guy that they thought they might be. And I have no idea why that happens. Like, that to me is a mystery. This guy for 54 games had like 3.5 career sacks, hardly ever showed up. And yesterday I'm seeing number 93 on like every 4th play.
Yeah.
Like, why?
I mean, I think he went against a team that really accentuated what he's good at. I mean, the Buffalo Bills, I mean, and I'm not taking anything away from this defense. The defense played lights out. That Bills offensive line, though, not good.
Wasn't good.
Not good whatsoever. I mean, I think Cody Ford was back in, not Cody Ford, the young guy from, I think, Oklahoma that did his guy. I can't remember his name, not Cody Ford, but whatever his name is. Cody Ford. Cody Ford.
It is Cody Ford.
Right tackle, I think he was. So
they had missing 2 guys.
Or maybe he's playing less. Yeah, because they were missing 2 guys, so they had guys interchanging, whatever the case may be. But nevertheless,
they had a rough day.
The offensive line was not looking good yesterday for the Buffalo Bills. But it's a testament to this team was playing fast yesterday. They weren't thinking, and they were playing fast. And I think right now, if you're Joe Cullen, that's what you hang your head on going forward. It's let's do more zone coverage. Because I've been so adamant, Brent, about what this team's Achilles heel is. And it's those crossing routes on man coverage because they don't know whether to switch off. Well, when you're playing more of a deep zone, let them cross in front of you and sort it out.
Yeah.
And that's what you saw. You saw great eye discipline. You saw great communication. And then that also, transpired up front as well with a defensive line that, was getting off the ball and firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, you got to play to your strengths, right? And strengths and weaknesses. And I thought what was interesting is they didn't just drop. Like, we're used to that defense of zone coverage around here with the 4-3, and they didn't just, sit there in the zone. They still blitz sometimes. They brought zero, sometime. I mean, Wingard almost had Josh Allen. Allen made a great play off to the sideline and found the receiver. I don't know how he even did it so quick.
Yeah.
But, they showed different looks, but they still kind of felt like they were in that shell the whole time where they weren't going to get beat. And the most you were going to get out of them was an 18-yard pass play. Really, the worst play they made was on 3rd and 22. One time, and they allowed a reception for 22 yards. That's the worst play they made in the game.
Yeah, I mean, there was that, and then Smoot had the missed tackle on Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen's an athlete in his own right. That got the first down as well.
Yeah.
When he scrambled.
Listen, they got lucky, too. Cole Beasley flat out dropped one.
Yeah.
So some of that happened, and let's be honest, the Bills did not play well, of course. I mean, if both teams play their A game, my guess is the Bills are going to win the football game. The Bills helped them out. They turned it over. They had 12 penalties. They played very undisciplined yesterday.
It was just, I mean, in terms of the on-the-field product, it wasn't the best game to watch in terms of just entertainment.
No. Well, it was for us because it was good to see a defense finally do something.
True. But this game shouldn't even been close.
No, it shouldn't.
If all things considered, winning their turnover battle, all the penalties that Buffalo had, the fact that the Jaguars only won that game by 3 points, I mean, hey, a win's a win. That's all that matters. Don't really care. Buffalo comes down to Jacksonville once again, doesn't score a touchdown. Well, man.
I haven't scored a touchdown in Jacksonville since 2013.
Sorry, Bills fans. I don't tell you with that one. But at the end of the day, you got the win. But, man, that game shouldn't have been that close.
It really shouldn't have. They missed opportunities. But I'll say this, and we'll talk a little bit about this offense as well, brag a little bit more about the defense. What does it mean that they've won 2 out of 3? I feel like this was a good culture win. And it has to do with what you just said as well. So I'll explain that when we come back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. It's a Victory Monday, everybody. How fun is that? The biggest upset by Vegas lines in the history of this franchise. That's how big. It wasn't the biggest win they've ever had. I'm not saying that. But it was by the Vegas standard. That's how Inexplicable it was. That's why I'm going to have to be put through a table. Oh, man. I mean, everybody would have signed up for that. We'll be back on ESPN 690. Maybe not everybody.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Happy Monday. Today will be quiet with sunny skies, breezy winds from the north and east. Mild temperatures, though, expected this afternoon into the mid-60s before dropping down tonight, turning chilly into the mid-40s under clear skies. I'm meteorologist Sola Sepedjic, and that's your Action News Jack's First Alert forecast.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
If you're like me, you come home from work and walk through a messy garage hurdling shoes and bats and bikes. Well, get the easy garage solution that I got. It's called Easy Garage Solutions. One-of-a-kind monkey bar technology that will last a lifetime. Hang the bikes and the lawn equipment. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for boxes and bins. Easy Garage Solutions. Cabinets and flooring available too. Easy Garage Solutions. Find them at easygaragesolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy. Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Hi there, I'm Mia. I'm Air.
You're Air?
Yeah, I just got out of the lungs of someone smoking a cheap little cigar outside a bodega. Oh, it was so smoky in there. And where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, little cigars might taste sweet, but they still kill. I'm supposed to be helping people, not unhelping them.
You mean hurting?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a bit of an airhead.
Little cigars are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Once in a lifetime savings.
Before the holidays?
It's never been done before.
Beard's Diamonds' incredible 41st anniversary sale.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to an unbelievable 41% off.
Believe it.
But it's only happening till November 30th.
If you're getting married, celebrating an anniversary, or shopping early for the holidays,
you do not want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime sale.
Beard's Diamonds always has the largest inventory in North Florida. But now there's even more.
Designers have sent their best stuff, especially for this sale.
Loose diamonds, mounted diamonds, diamond earrings, necklaces, and more.
All on sale up to 41% off.
Beard's Diamonds has been family owned and operated in Jacksonville for over 41 years. And to say thank you, they're discounting everything in the store up to 41% off.
A sale so big, it's never been done before because Beard's Diamonds will never be beat on price.
Beard's Diamonds 41st anniversary sale, now through November 30th.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Do you consistently outperform your peers? Do you enjoy setting challenging goals and then exceeding them? And do you want a job where you can determine the size of your paycheck? If so, you could be suited for a career in advertising with Cox Media Group. Because we're searching for self-motivated professionals to join the advertising sales team in our North Florida office. This media consultant position requires an outgoing, confident, and driven person who'll seek out business owners in North Florida and help grow their businesses with innovative marketing solutions. The ideal candidate will have a basic knowledge of both traditional and digital advertising. Cox Media Group Jacksonville offers a team environment based on excellence and customer-focused selling with unlimited earning potential, the best benefits in the industry, ongoing training, and advancement opportunities in markets nationwide. To apply for the media consultant position, email your resume to jaxjobs@cmg.com. That's JAXJOBS@cmg.com. Or call 245-8732, 245-8732.
From the biggest names in sports.
Justin Herbert, ladies and gentlemen.
To the stories that matter.
The New England Patriots want to play that way. They want to protect
and plenty of opinions.
It's simple. Justin Fields is better, but I'm willing to.
And it starts every morning with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, right here on ESPN Radio.
Man, it was awesome. Like I said out there, just the fan base has been great. Obviously, this season hasn't gone exactly how you plan it. I love where we're at as a team right now, though. But they've been out here every week, filling the stadium, loud, making it a great environment. And it was nice to, we won one in London, but it was nice to win one in front of the home crowd, and they deserve that. It's been a while, so that was a lot of fun, and just proud of the guys, proud of the city. It's a good feeling.
That's Trevor Lawrence. Oof. Thank goodness that wasn't worse, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
that was all the fears, all the nightmares coming to fruition.
I mean, I was out with the kids at that. I usually go out in the second quarter.
Okay.
It was such a good day, and I love being out there. It was a good crowd. And, the thing about the crowd is everybody talks about the Buffalo fans. And, yes, there are a lot of Buffalo fans. But there are a lot of Jags fans. The thing is they don't wear red and blue, and so you don't see them as much when you look out from the top. Mm-hmm. Again, there were a lot of Bills fans. We've talked about this, and again, it's a different area. Florida's different. It's a good fan base. They went through the battles, man, and they finally have a good team.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be surprising that a lot of Bills fans, the Jags weren't good going into that. Shouldn't be that surprising.
Yeah.
But the Jags fans are so good, and sitting out there, you really understand how loud they get.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't a stadium filled with Jags fans, it was still a lot more than anybody will ever give them credit for. And they are so loud and proud, man. They were good. So it was a great atmosphere. But I was sitting out there during that time, and when he tried to get up and had to go back down, I was like, oh, boy. And we're so far away at that time. I didn't have the TV to watch from the press box, so I don't know. I didn't know at that time if it was like an Achilles, if his ankle was like turned sideways. Like I had no idea what had happened.
Well, and from the instant replay, it looked like a knee a little bit as well.
And that's what people fear, right?
That's what I was worried about. Now, I mean, I was definitely worried, I was setting him positive energy. It kind of ruined my day until he comes back. I'm like, okay, so he's okay then. But I'm not going to lie here. So, yes, I was worried about Trevor Lawrence. But as he was walking off the field, a part of me, I'm saying just a small part of me, was going to come in here on Monday and say, I wonder if Brent Martineau is going to mention just how he walked off the field. For a rookie quarterback walking off the field, he just did it differently than everybody else. And I thought for sure that was going to happen, come to fruition, if, he didn't go back in the game. But I thought for sure, like, hey, you got to hand it to Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he got hurt, but how he walked off that field.
No.
It was,
well, what I want to say is, have you ever seen a rookie quarterback come back in like that?
See, you can't shake him. You can't shake it.
I mean, that was brilliant.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he played up to the crowd.
Yeah.
Came in. The crowd was savvy enough to see it.
Yeah.
And then he does some sprints.
Yep.
He drops back a little bit. Now, he goes and begs the coach to go in. They hold on a second. And then Carlos Hyde ruins the moment with a fumble.
Oh, I know. Now, and I don't want to be a hater here. The sprints might have been like a 5 flat. Did you see him running on the sideline? Might have been a 5-1, 5-2.
What did he do?
I'm just saying.
What I want to know, though, seriously, is what did Trevor do in the locker room? Like, he got an X-ray quick.
Yeah.
But how did he come back out? He couldn't even walk off the field. How did he come back out?
Did
he get a shot?
CBD, probably got a shot. Maybe some CBD cream, fix you right up.
It's not a secret to get a shot anymore.
No, it's not.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't think they said that. And he came back so quick. It's like you had all of halftime if you wanted to figure that part out. I mean, he seriously came back like 3 minutes later.
Yeah.
That was the stunning part. Like, I thought, okay, well, maybe if he comes back out after halftime, he gets looked at. But bam, came back out so quick.
Now, it was the most Jaguars thing, though, first of all, for C.J. Beathard to, for that drop in the end zone, and then Trevor Lawrence comes in.
Such a good throw by C.J.
Yeah, fantastic throw.
Be honest. When he threw that ball, what were you thinking? And it gets dropped, whatever. But when he made those two nice, well, the one throw was arguably nice. You're thinking what? Obviously, you don't want Trevor to be hurt, but.
I was like, huh.
Oh, I wasn't thinking.
I was thinking.
No.
Oh, what were you thinking, Casey? I was thinking Gardner who?
I will tell you, I love you, Jags fans, and I love being on social media with you. But the most asinine comments of yesterday were, why did they put Trevor back in when CJ had the hot hand?
Okay.
Are you kidding? He had the hot hand?
Okay.
Like, he threw 3 passes, and one floated like a punt.
Well, that one did.
I mean, like, if he throws that ball, actually, Dan Arnold might score.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He threw 3 passes. Can we set no? So to your point and your Twitter, you're being Twitter right now. Yesterday at about 2:30, Casey.
White.
I was not thinking like, oh my gosh, CJ Beathard can really throw the football.
All of a sudden, Mike White comes in and everyone's like, Zach Wilson, who? I'm just saying.
My favorite. By the way, CJ Beathard can really throw the football too. Like, I mean, he's got a really good arm,
good looking beard.
He's got a great beard.
Yeah.
But the folks that said because like they basically put it in the context of Carlos Hyde fumbled after Trevor came back in the game, so they shouldn't have taken CJ Beathard out.
You can't.
You guys are out of your mind.
No, for sure. By the way, most Jaguars moment of 2021 so far was that. Because, like, honestly, I wasn't there at the game, but I saw it on TV. Crowd is energized. Trevor's running back on the field. Now, Trevor, milk it for all it's worth, though, right? Like, start fist pumping. Start, getting the crowd involved a little more. Some kind of celebration would have been fine, but I get it. You're focused. And then you fumble the football. I'm like, yeah, here we go again. It's the Jaguars thing. But to answer your question, Casey, I thought Mike White. I'm like, oh no, he has the Mike White gene. Oh no, he's got the Mike White gene, and I'm like, it's going to be a blowout for the Jaguars. But then Trevor Lawrence came back in, and it was a close game.
Listen, I think they are. I think CJ Beathard gives you what I tell you all backup quarterback should give you. Mm-hmm. It gives you a chance if you have to do that, or even if you had to play the rest of that game. What you really didn't want is Trevor Lawrence being out for an extended period of time because these snaps are valuable, the growth period's valuable, all that stuff. So I just thought it was hilarious. I mean, I seriously was like, you're kidding. And now Casey's going to play right into it today. And he's like, what were you thinking? No, I was not thinking anything. I was thinking, get Trevor back on the field.
Yeah, as long as he's healthy, because I was also worried about, don't bring him back out there, Pete.
Well,
so because
and
sometimes
they waited an extra play for that.
Sure, because sometimes it's your job as a coach to save a player from himself.
True.
So, but thankfully, nothing became of that. He was fine. The ankle just rested. I said, do what you got to do. But Casey, I thought Mike White. But then when he came back in, I'm like, all right, good. Okay.
I just wanted somebody to be honest. But no,
I am being honest. I think you're freaking crazy.
Well, you're going through a table. But listen, this is actually like real honest. I was eating lunch when it happened, and I got sick and stopped eating lunch because I thought he was hurt. Yeah. But that's not the point. The point is it weird to put him in mid-drive? Like, was that weird at all?
Yeah, I mean, they actually waited an extra play. I mean, you saw the exchange after the game, like how basically Urban was like, I'm your coach. Like, he was basically trying to fight me to get back in.
Yeah.
But I think they did want to just be sure. I don't think it had anything to do with the rhythm of the offense or anything like that. I think he just wanted to make sure he was okay.
Casey, at the end of the day, that move right there, that's for their relationship further going now.
Yeah, it's good.
Because, Urban Meyer is here because of Trevor Lawrence. Urban Meyer stood, 5 yards away from him at his pro day, just gawking at him and staring at him. So, like, Urban Meyer, if you have a player like Trevor Lawrence that says, I want to go back in, I have to go back in, if you keep him out for that drive, and let's say it's an interception, turnover, whatever the case may be, now it was a turnover, so it doesn't really matter, but at that time, something bad happens, and they don't get points on the board because Trevor wasn't out there, then you may have lost the locker room a little bit. You may have lost some respect from Trevor Lawrence. So you do what you got to do, pending he was healthy to do it, and obviously he was healthy enough.
Listen, I've been here since 2008. The Jaguars lose that game every time. Every time.
Yeah.
Because of the Agnew drop, the Hyde fumble, and the kick sequence by Matthew Wright. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't win that game. That's why I say that was a big win for, like, the culture of what they're trying to do. Now, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get too philosophical and too crazy about it. But I'm telling you, and I think you agree, and I think everybody out there agrees, that they lose that game 10 out of 10 times every year since I've been here.
Yeah.
Like, because
with the missed field goal, yeah.
I mean, you should have, because you said it before the break, they should have won the game probably 23-6. Or 20-6, or 17-6, or
shouldn't have been close.
Whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But they're not that good of a football team, and they needed a lot of things to go right, and they needed to make it as hard as possible because you know what? The Jags make things hard. Mm-hmm. Like, nothing's easy for the Jags. And so I do think, man, the way they're able to find a way and that defense can play so well and still make one more stop, mm-hmm. like, those are the kind of things that infiltrate the city, the franchise, the building. I think that Urban's trying to change. And I'll give you one more thing why I think it was an important win for the culture of the team is because I think Urban got his swagger back a little bit yesterday. I think I've said this for a month. I think that whole situation hurt the bravado of Urban Meyer. Of
course.
The guy that knows how to win. I said this as recent as last week. Said him walking around the building with his chest puffed out and, all I do is win. That's important. Trevor Lawrence still has to find a little bit of that, but you see how big it is for him to win football games. Like him just delivering on the mic after probably is big and makes him walk around a little bit louder and prouder. And so I thought that was a big win for Urban, the culture, all this stuff, because I think it also reinforces to the players that, hey, that was a heck of a game plan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we executed the game plan. Remember when Shad Khan said he has to earn our trust? I feel like yesterday was an earn the trust kind of game from the players. I'm not saying he ever lost the locker room, but it's almost like it galvanized him a little bit because, hey, that was a hell of a game plan, Coach. Joe Cullen, Urban, everybody else, we executed it. I can't wait to see the game plan for Wednesday type of thing. I might be wrong, but I got that feel off it.
I wouldn't mind seeing more points scored, but yeah, but the game plan got you the win, and that's all that matters. I think with Urban Meyer, you saw a guy this past month who was, just beaten down by the outside influences that weren't football related. Whether it was, Shad Khan, his comments, those are football related, but I'm not talking about off the field and on the field stuff. The Shad Khan stuff that was off the field, he's got to earn his trust back. Obviously all the scrutiny in the media. I mean, because you have to hear that. You can say you don't listen.
He's heard
it. You've heard it. And regardless of how tough your mindset is, it will affect you in some capacity. We're not really sure how much it affected the guys in that locker room. It had to affect them somewhat, as things had to change a little bit. So anytime that you can, you crumple all of those outside, those exterior forces up, and all of a sudden you get a big win against a team that, let's be honest, you probably had no business being in the ball game with, and you win that game when nobody expected you to. Now all those exterior forces, they go away because now you get your props. Now you win the football game. Now it's time to celebrate. Now you can't get, too bogged down with one big win. This is a play next play kind of league, but you might as well enjoy it while you can. And that win right there goes to show you, because that win was about toughness. That win was about toughness.
That's a tough-nosed football team, right?
Well, and you saw it to start out the game. I mean, guys were jaw-jacking back and forth. I mean, I feel like at this point you can't even open your mouth and say something without getting a penalty, but whatever there. But this was a physical type of game. And maybe in the past, the Jaguars would have took that intensity, that momentum, and it would have cost them in terms of penalties. It cost Buffalo a lot more than it did Jacksonville. And keep in mind who we're talking about here. We're talking about the Buffalo Bills, who are one of the best teams in the AFC, who, brought their own fan base here. So it wasn't like they were going against the Jaguars fan base. It was a home field advantage for the Jacksonville. Yeah. Not at all. So take that exterior force out of it. And what it was a brand of physicality, hard-nosed football, and the Jaguars won that. That's got Joe Cullen's thumbprint all over it. I think that's got Urban Meyer's personality all over it. And, yeah, I would have loved to see a blowout win like anybody would, because that kind of makes things right. Like, hey, we capitalized on these turnovers. Trevor Lawrence is, leading us. You would have loved to see a blowout. But at the same time, those close wins, which we've seen so many times before, slip through the cracks, whatever it's a missed field goal or a turnover with like 5 minutes left to go, we've seen how that story plays out. And this time, the chapter was different. So, I still feel good after that win, because we're so predispositioned to thinking, well, it's going to go bad any second here. And guess what? It went bad a little bit, but it didn't go bad enough to lose the ball.
And the Jags' only 2 wins have come, by the way, on the strength of defense, really, more than anything else, but also 2 games that could have slipped away.
Yeah.
And that's like, hey, wait a minute now. We can win a close game. We can execute. Wait a minute. We're not done here.
Yeah.
All right, fine. The offense didn't get the job done 3 and out. We'll make another stop. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Even though we're really not like the Rams defense or even the Bills defense. I think that does go a long way. That doesn't mean they're about to roll off 8 straight wins, okay? Don't get me wrong. But I think that's really what Urban's trying to change. And I think that's kind of, hey, guess what? I told you this before. Urban, Trevor, winners win.
Yeah.
And almost even when you don't do anything on offense, winners find a way to win. And it felt like one of those games. And so I think I got to give credit to Urban Meyer and that culture build a little bit and keeping these guys together. And will it pay dividends down the road? I think it will. Let's talk a little bit about that offense, where it went wrong. Plus, phone lines are open, 904-362-9901. Not just today. They're open every day. But come on, jump in. The Jags win over Buffalo. It was fun. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks, and I have something brand new to ESPN 690 to share with you. Every Jags home game morning, we are bringing you ESPN 690 Game Day Live from the Duval House. Brent Martineau will be live at the Duval House, right next to the bank, and I'll be in studio getting you ready for a Jags home game, the other games around the NFL, fantasy football, and even some Survivor Pool advice as well. Listen live every Jags home game morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's ESPN 690 Game Day Live, sponsored by the Duval House.
Hey, sports fans, are you ready to get in on a piece of the action? The only thing better than your football team winning is when you have some skin in the game.
This is Ultimate Vegas insider John Anthony, and if you're looking to cash in on tonight's big game, Chicago, Pittsburgh, I've got you covered. Documented 73% against the spread.
Call 1-800-244-5506 for my absolutely free side and total on the recorded message line. That's 1-800-244-5506. What are you waiting for? Get off the sideline. Call 1-800-244-5506 now.
Chicago, Pittsburgh, side and total. Free on the recorded message line.
Every touchdown and victory dance just got that much sweeter. But before you get in on the action, call 1-800-244-5506 or go to VegasScoresAndOdds.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
Camrys, Corollas, RAV4s, Tundras, and more. When you're ready to buy a new Toyota, you've got to get to Arlington Toyota. At Arlington Toyota, they've got 300 new Toyotas available, plus interest rates as low as 0% on over 10 new Toyota models. 0%. Plus, you get 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And every new car purchase gets a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/November for full details.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martineau. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Can health insurance be a doorway to a healthier life? To yoga classes? To nutrition classes? To nurses you don't need an appointment to see? Or even community specialists who give you access to helpful resources? It can. Our Florida Blue Centers offer all that and a whole lot more. All you have to do is walk through the door. What else can health insurance do? Find out at floridablue.com. Florida Blue, your local Blue Cross Blue Shield. Florida Blue is a trade name of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida, Inc.
In today's world, there's a lot of ways to know what's happening. At Action News Jacks, we make sure our local stories have more detail, so you get every angle that impacts you. We dig for answers because you deserve the whole story. Taking time to provide context so you're clear on what's really going on. Because we know information is thrown at you 24/7. And we want you to know that Action News Jacks is local coverage you can count on.
When others treat your fries as an afterthought, all you're left with are cold, soggy fries. That's why Wendy's new fries are ones you won't forget, guaranteed to be hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. We're talking natural cut, skin-on fries, perfectly seasoned with a hint of sea salt. In fact, they're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. These are fries so hot and crispy, they beg a new question.
What would you like with your fries?
Try them today, only at Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, taste preference based on a national taste test by an independent research company.
Hey, it's Brent Mortno from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690. Well, hopefully you got to go to the game on Sunday. If not, maybe you watched it from, I don't know, your garage. Maybe a little man cave out there. Now that you got plenty of space. If you use Easy Garage Solutions. Hey, it's just an idea. See if you can pass it through the boss, but it'll be a lot of fun. Couches, TVs out there to watch the game and any game. EasyGarageSolutions.com. Here's what we did. We don't have the man cave out there. We do have like a batting tee and net, and heck, I could hit golf balls if I want to hang out in the garage. And we cleared away a lot of floor space with Easy Garage Solutions because we got monkey bar technology. We hang the bikes on the side now, the beach chairs, the lawn equipment, and all the boxes and bins now are elevated, hanging from the ceiling. So everything off the floor. Heck, if you do that, you could park your cars in your garage now instead of clutter it up. Easy Garage Solutions. Take a look at EasyGarageSolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
Hey, what's up? It's Austin Lane. Check out Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 or ESPN690.com.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We got Steven hanging on the line. We got the lines are open, as always, really. 904-362-9901. Let's get him in here on a Monday. Hope you're doing well, Steven, after that Jags W.
Oh, I'm doing terrific. Mind you, when I saw Taven Bryan get a sack, I thought I was drinking too much because I didn't believe it at first. And given if I drank 5 more, I probably would have went through a table just to be mean to some Bills fans that were in a Beef O'Brady's, but I didn't want to pay it. But it brought me so much joy just to see how good the defense was. Seeing Josh Allen on the sideline look defeated, beaten, battered, and bruised. But, Brent, I got to ask you this question right here. If you were James Robinson's agent and you're realizing this offense isn't really clicking without you, how much is that price tag going up since you're able to get an extension for next year?
Yeah, thanks, Steven. Appreciate it. We'll have James Robinson on Jags Report Live. Thanks for helping us tee that up tonight on Sneakers in Chat Speech. And come on out, Sneakers, 7 o'clock. Should have a nice crowd out there. James will be there. He might bring another teammate, too. We were working on that, but we don't have confirmation, so we'll see. But 7 o'clock, Fox 30, or out at Sneakers in Jack Speech at 7. We'll see you there for Jags Report Live. James joins us each and every Monday night. You know, it's a fair question. Here's the deal. I don't think they can do anything with James until after this season. They can't even, broach contract talk. But as an undrafted free agent, after this year, they can do it. I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but that's the way it is. So, I would think his price tag is pretty good. I mean, he's making nothing by NFL standards.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably figure something out, reward him for what he's – now, you always know this better than me. He outperformed whatever he was, right? He was an undrafted free agent. So he got some bonus money last year.
Yeah, he got some bonus money, but then remember, he missed out on some bonus money because he
missed those 2 games.
Quote-unquote, an injury when the team was probably trying to get Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, because we talked about that, how that could hurt some. But he probably still got significant bonus money based on his production, right?
He probably – I'm not sure what the numbers are like now.
Yeah.
But if it was when I played, he may have got more off the player performance bonus than he did actually the entire season off his regular salary.
That's a good point, right? Yeah. Because he outperformed by that much.
Because that would have happened to me as well, but the lockout.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, it's fine, Brent. No, it's okay, man.
Every time we bring it up, should go back and get that money.
It's all good.
As long as you give me 10%.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, buy an extra big table.
We're going to put a Posturepedic mattress underneath that table.
I'll take the mattress.
It's going to be the softest landing your life.
I'll take the mattress. I was actually thinking, can we do the table over the pools up at the stadium? That way I land in the water. after I break the table.
I mean,
it's a good idea. Can we pull it off?
Yeah,
Probably
but,
not.
No, because see, I mean, it's not a bad idea. But you know who you're talking to, right? You know who you're talking to, Brent?
Yeah.
You know what they call me? They call me the cheetah. Because I cut so many spots. I'm trying to get us a chiropractor endorsement. So it's going to have to be concrete. Sorry, the pool's a great idea, but it's got to be concrete.
Well, I thought you were trying to get us a mattress sponsorship for a moment.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Not a bad idea.
I mean, you just did.
That's a good.
Mention whatever you mentioned.
I mean, unless we get like some kind of pool cleaner, I don't know, chlorine endorsement.
We could just get all three, I guess, and everybody's life would be easier.
Put the mattress in the pool.
Here's the good news about James Robinson. It looks like I think he'll play this Sunday in Indianapolis. Sure sounds like that. He was close, but they just didn't think it was smart. And I don't blame him for not playing him yesterday. If it was 50-50, it wasn't a great idea to play him.
Yeah.
So he should be ready to go. We'll ask him tonight on Jags Report Live. But I think he'll be ready to go, and hopefully be ready to go for the long run. This offense was missing 5 starting players.
Yeah.
How much of that is an excuse? How much can this offense not move without James? How did Walker Little play? Mm-hmm. And how much do we really need to see some better ball out of Trevor Lawrence? Is he playing bad? And where can he get better? Where can he take this offense? Because, listen, they're going to have to score more than 9 points.
Yeah.
If they're going to win. So when is the offense going to come to life? Let's talk about it when we come back. 4 o'clock hour. Jags beat the Bills 9-6. It's a victory Monday here on ESPN 690. Gotta love that. 904-362-9901. Open lines as always, or you can check us out on the video feeds and chime in there. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. We'll be right back.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
For the ones who get going when the going gets tough. And the ones who know we're tougher together. For the Pathfinders breaking new ground. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as fast access to experts and 24/7 customer support. Because we know you have people depending on you, so you can always depend on us. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-519-3035. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-519-3035. That's 800-519-3035. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Crane. I'm calling about today's appointment. The tree is scheduled to fall on your RV at 2:14 today.
Any way we can reschedule? We're really enjoying our trip.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's our only opening.
Can it just be a little tree?
Let me check. No, sorry, our file says it's a huge one.
RV owners can't schedule when things go wrong on the road. That's why there's Progressive, a leader in RV insurance.
Is it 2:14 p.m. or a.m.?
You know, I'm not sure. Can I put you on a brief hold?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You're always up for some fun with the family, so you order the essentials, a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone will enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Whether you're a rock-solid hard athlete or a hardcore fan, in Little League, a pro, or a weekend warrior, Cora Physical Therapy is here to help you reach your goals. We're happy to announce that Cora is now open in Kingsland, on Boone and Haddock, and we're coming soon to Brunswick. With a total of 17 clinics in the Jacksonville region, there's sure to be one near your home or work. Call or come in today for a free screening. No physician's referral needed. CoraPhysicalTherapy.com, treating everyone right.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So it's about time for an oil change? We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic or synthetic high mileage motor oil and an STP extended life oil filter for just $36.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Monday Night Football, 8 Eastern, ESPN TV. Pittsburgh's won 3 straight partially because its offensive line is coming together, notes ESPN's Chris Mortensen.
Even their left tackle is surprised. Rookie Van Moore, 4th rounder out of Texas A&M. He did pretty well against Myles Garrett last week. Even though he gave up 1 sack, he held his own without a lot of help. They think they're about to get better. So right now, their problem is they're in the AFC North with the Ravens and the Browns. But that's also a problem for the Ravens and the Browns because the Steelers are starting to come together.
The Steelers are a game and a half back of AFC North leading Baltimore. NBA, 76ers big man Joel Embiid tested positive today for COVID-19, reports ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. He'll miss at least 10 days, meaning he's out a minimum of 5 games. Celtics leading scorer Jaylen Brown out the next 1 to 2 weeks because of a hamstring strain.
Step up your creativity now during Dell's Black Friday event with early access savings up to $300 off, including deals on the latest PCs with Intel Core processors, shop laptops, monitors, and more. Plus, free shipping. Call 800-BUY-DELL. That's 800-BUY-DELL.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Yeah, I came out there and I came running out there and I was ready to go and get back in right away. And then they were just trying to, they were like, hold on, like, let's make sure you're good. And CJ was in the middle of like a 2-minute drive, so it's kind of a weird timing. And then they called, it was before that play that CJ threw that deep ball to Ag that we almost scored on. I was wanting to go in before then they called it. I'm just like, I want to go in. I was like, this play's going to score, you know? But CJ threw a great ball there. But no, I was trying to get back in as soon as I could. They were just trying to make sure I'm all good, so it was good.
That is Trevor Lawrence. It was a great ball by C.J. Beathard. Got to be caught by Jamal Agnew. I mean, as good as he's been, it's the first time you're like, my goodness. Mm-hmm. And then once that goes wrong, you're like, guys on offense just can't make enough plays right now. You know, we're going to talk about the quarterback here in a moment, but, I mean, how many times? You know, Laviska Shenault caught a big pass, I thought, on 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
In traffic. And so you got to give him credit. You know, after these last few weeks where it feels like he's got a bit of the dropsies, he makes a big play in traffic in that spot and gets a first down. He also made another play, I think it was right when he got close, and then they tried the quarterback sneak, right? So he was close to the first down. So he made some nice plays. So you can't discount some of the plays that they make. But in the big spots, I mean, this is how you lose football games. This is why you haven't won so long, because guys on 3rd and 2 last week drop it, or on that touchdown pass, which is a beautiful throw. And I understand Agnew's not like this receiver, but you can't use any excuse in that play. I mean, he's got to make the play. And then Carlos Hyde tries to do too much on first down, where he's just not try to do too much kind of back either, and he fumbled it away.
So I'm looking up passes dropped for the season in terms of where the Jaguars rank.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sorry, NBC Sports, but I'm not buying into your stats here because they have the Jaguars with only 6 drops this season.
They had 6 drops in the first 2 weeks.
I know.
They seriously did.
There's no way. Yeah.
I saw a stat last week, so I don't know who tracks drops, right?
Yeah.
But we saw a stat in the Seattle game, I think it was last week, where they said the Jags have 11 drops on third down alone this year. So I don't know who drops a weird stat.
Yeah.
But we know, right? We know our eyes have told us that there's been drops, and some are tougher than others, but there are drops. And, listen, Carlos Hyde with Trevor rolling right down near like the 6-yard line, diving out of bounds because he's a running back, and he's not even that kind of running back where he's going to catch a lot of passes.
Yeah.
I get it. It's probably a really tough play for him.
Mm-hmm.
But the ball hit him in both hands.
Yeah, I don't know what the clarification of a drop is. I'm just telling you the stats say that Jaguars only have 6, which I do not buy in whatsoever. First place right now, in case you're wondering, Carolina Panthers with 20.
Really?
Drops.
Yep. How do the Jacksonville Jaguars, by the way, Robbie Anderson has a bunch of those, I think.
He's going to have more, I think, coming his way, too, if Sam Darnold keeps doing Sam Darnold stuff.
Hey,
you see that sideline footage?
Yes, I saw the sideline footage.
Okay.
How do the Jaguars get better on offense now? Because they're in a little bit of a funk.
Yeah.
I thought their offense, the first handful of games, even though they weren't producing points, was actually moving very nicely. Yeah. I thought they had a rhythm to it. They would make critical mistakes, but I thought they were moving the football. It's like, okay, they can go down and score. Trevor's going to look deep. I think the offensive line has been a little bit leaky. People are figuring him out a little bit more. They're blitzing him on a lot of, every third down, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Trevor hasn't been as sharp the last couple weeks. I don't think he was bad yesterday, but I don't think he made the play or two that you really needed to make. And he had a couple of opportunities to make the throw or two that might have put the game away. And he was unable to do it because I remember saying, all right, this is the time now. This is where you can take that next step. And we never really saw it. You know me, I love the guy. I think he's going to be fantastic. But the last 2 weeks, he has been just kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts with him. It has to start with him. And now that James Robinson was out, Trevor Lawrence has to step up because – and that, to me, if I'm James Robinson, to echo what our caller Steven said earlier on the show today, if I am James Robinson, I am bringing that to the table and saying I have been the most consistent thing on this team since I suited up for the Jaguars. Anytime I'm on the field, I am the epitome of consistency. And that's what James Robinson is. Now, when you lose James Robinson, guys like Carlos Hyde fill in, and Carlos Hyde did okay. He had a couple nice runs and
outside of the fumble.
Yeah, outside the fumble, obviously. It was just okay. But you saw that they were lacking just that whatever it was, that grit, that toughness on offense without James Robinson. And I just think Trevor Lawrence right now with the weapons that he has. Whether it's with drops like Farrell, I remember that one.
Yeah, true. Farrell had one too. I forgot about that.
It's not enough. I feel like right now for him to succeed and to have confidence. And I think you're seeing a guy that is trying to force things sometimes and make things happen. And thankfully, sometimes the defense can't capitalize on those plays because
was that ball tipped? By the way, the one you remember, the one you're talking about, which was almost picked. Not the one in the end zone. I don't know if it was almost picked in the end zone. It looked for a second like it. It was very good coverage. I thought that was a bad play call anyway. More on that in a moment. Okay. But remember the one over the middle?
Yes.
Where it looked like it was almost picked, but I don't know where he was throwing it. And then I think I was out in the stands and Ty was like, yeah, I think it was tipped or somebody else maybe in the press box.
I think he was trying to throw over it. I don't think it was tipped. I think he was trying to angle it and it just got away from him. I thought. Yeah. But
yeah, there are some of those you got to be really careful with. And then I think it's the plays really I don't think he's putting the ball in a lot of danger, if I'm being honest. There are a couple plays here or there, but every quarterback does that and has that, and hopefully you don't get picked. I really think it's just the plays that were there to make. He might not have made. 3rd and 2 to Agnew, he underthrows him, right? That's a ball that he threw to Marvin Jones earlier in the year against the Titans and completed it. Tough play. Yeah. The Marvin Jones double move down the sideline. Now, if you go back and watch that, he does not have a lot of time. And I think his thinking is, all right, don't make a mistake. So to avoid mistake, you throw it deeper, right? Especially if you're getting pressure. And I think that's why he overthrew him so much. But it's also a play that Yeah, it wouldn't suck to make.
No, you got to have it.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that's it right now. It's not like last week in Seattle, I just thought it was bad. I thought he was out of sync. I thought everything looked weird for everybody. Yesterday, I didn't think he looked bad. I just was like, okay, make the play to go win the game. Your defense has done so much.
Yeah.
And this is why they drafted you, and unfortunately, he didn't do it. He hasn't been able to do that yet. Like, he really hasn't had that kind of game yet. Mm-hmm. We're still waiting on that. But listen, I mean, I think he shows a lot of things. He's got – I don't want to know how many excuses you should get. Listen, Zach Wilson doesn't have a lot around him. Justin Fields doesn't have a lot around him. He's got excuses. Everybody's got excuses. I mean, they are playing without 3 of their starting offensive linemen yesterday. They're playing without their best player on offense. They're playing without a guy like DJ Chark and Travis Etienne. And, I mean, that's real. It's not what you want. It's not what you signed up for. Mm-hmm. If all those guys play, I wonder if this offense looks a lot better. I think that's fair to say. But the offensive line has been a little bit leaky at times the last couple of weeks. And to not notice that there are 2 and 3 guys missing and that's starting to impact them, I think that's a real deal thing. I think they've got to be careful about this offensive line over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and when you saw Walker Little, too, start out a little shaky.
Yeah.
I think kind of found his footing in the second half a little bit, which is good. It's what you want to see. I still think if Cam Robinson comes back healthy for next week, you want to start Cam Robinson over Walker Little. And by the way, what is happening in the pregame warmups where guys keep getting hurt?
I know, that's odd. Well, I mean, the back thing doesn't surprise you. Can hurt your back putting on your cleats.
Sure,
I mean, and it was a muscle thing is what Urban Meyer said today. Yeah. So that's odd. But we also saw Tufele hurt his hand. And break his hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen guys get hurt in warmups before, but that's twice now for the Jags.
So, hopefully Cam Robinson will be back for next week, and that's going to shore things up a little bit more, give you a little more confidence. And, just with these wide receivers, it's about, getting the opportunities that you have and making sure that you can secure the football. And speaking of opportunities in terms of wide receiver, ESPN's Mike DiRocco is saying that the Jaguars did not put a waiver claim on Odell Beckham Jr., It's a bummer. And also, John Shipley's reporting that the Jaguars have signed wide receiver John Brown and running back Jordan Wilkins to the practice squad.
So let's talk about both. No, Odell Beckham Jr. does not surprise me.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to put a claim in and feel like they were interested, but they could. You saw what Odell Beckham said. I mean, the Jags
I want
aren't
chaos, Brent. I don't care. I don't care.
It just doesn't surprise me that the Jags didn't put a claim in or Odell Beckham Jr. is not coming in. Has Odell Beckham Jr. landed anywhere yet? Is there any report on that? Where he's going to go? Mike, again, I'll be really surprised.
There's nothing out there yet.
I'd be really surprised if he ends up with any of like the top 8 teams on the waiver wire or 10 teams. Because I'm telling you, I think their agent and everybody crafted some things over the weekend to be like, hey, we ain't coming there. We don't want to come there. You saw some of the reports that were out. So I hope the Jags investigated it, were interested in it, and just said, hey, listen, if we put a claim in for this guy, he's not going to come play. We don't want to deal with that garbage, so we're not going to put the claim in. But I hope behind closed doors they really thought about it, because I just don't understand how you could say, hey, we're trying to be better. We want to be better. Hey, we have more money than anybody else in the league.
He makes Trevor Lawrence better. That's all I care about.
He makes him better, right?
I don't care.
He makes you better as a team. So that's – I hope they at least looked at it. Now, John Brown.
How does it work? Like, there was a report that, like, with the $7 million that he was owed in the cap space, there was only, like, 12 teams that could afford him. So how does that work if he goes unclaimed? Isn't he still $7 million or no?
Well, no. I mean, if he was to go unclaimed, then you can restructure it however you want, right?
Yeah, once you clear waivers, you become like a free agent.
You're kind of at everybody's mercy.
That makes more sense then.
And so they might have taken the risk that, hey, let's keep it high, and then we can – so nobody wants to put a claim in?
I think,
And then if we keep it that way, we're going to pass through waivers because only 12 teams are going to be interested anyway, and they might not want to take on the risk for the last 10 games of the year, and then we can redo our own and go anywhere we want.
Yeah.
But, it's a Odell Beckham Jr., again, he's a big name. Is the game that way? And my guess is a lot of GMs around the league are going to say, no, the game is not what his name is.
Yeah.
But but they just signed John Brown. I mean, is Odell Beckham Jr. going to help you out, or is John Brown going to help you out?
I mean, I would like to think that Odell Beckham Jr. is going to help you out a little more. John Brown doesn't wear gloves. That's a fun fact, in case you're wondering. Doesn't wear gloves as a wide receiver, so old school throwback type of guy. I like that. You know how I operate with these situations. Usually I take the player's side, right? Former player, part of the Shield, part of the Brotherhood. But honestly, and yeah, I see where Odell Beckham Jr. is coming from, where, you had a rough time with New York and how that ended. You go to Cleveland, you think it's going to be paradise, and you have a rough time there because they're a run-first team, and you think Baker Mayfield's out to get you and all this stuff. Okay, so you don't want to be there anymore, fine. But the writing's on the wall for Odell Beckham Jr. because teams had an option to trade for you and take on your contract. And guess what? Nobody did it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now there was rumors saying that the price, whatever the case may be, at the end of the day, when the trade deadline hit, nobody traded for you. So, yeah, teams maybe want you, but how bad do they want you?
Yeah.
Because they ain't giving up a 5th-round pick for you.
No.
Ain't giving up a 6th-round pick for you, maybe. So then how bad do teams really want Odell Beckham Jr.? So I think right now, you're trying to have the ball in your court, you're trying to have all the power with your agent and everything, and you want to say if you go to a bad team, you're not going to play for them. Okay, man. But once again, you had that opportunity with the trade deadline, and nobody bid on that. So you went to the waiver wire. What more, rules is rules at the end of the day. So if I'm Jacksonville, I still would have put a claim in on them. But that's just what I would have did. But
I think there are.
I'll put them all in.
My guess is there are behind the scenes dealings that go on here from phone calls or texts or, hey, don't do this,
Yeah, but so what's going to happen? You going to put a bad tweet about the Jaguars out?
Probably, and that's why I would do it anyway. You're right. I mean, I would.
Leave that to me.
I don't fall in love with the name guys all the time, but I just do. I don't think you can answer this question. I don't think you can answer this question in a negative way. If we signed, again, I'm being the Jags front office. If we sign Odell Beckham Jr., are we better Sunday against the Colts than we were Sunday against the Bills?
Yes.
And I don't think you can say no to that.
Yeah.
And when you say that, then you say, okay, are we going to be better against San Fran? Are we going to be better against Atlanta? Are we going to be better here? Well, again, this is not a football team doing what the Texans are doing. This is not a football team that did what they did last year looking for a number 1 overall pick. This is a team that's trying to create a culture of winning, trying to get some W's. And so whatever's going to help you win, and quite frankly, at the cost of $7 million, if it helps you get 3 or 4 more wins, to me, it's worth it.
Yeah, well, exactly. And here's the thing that I think deserves to be brought up. I can't stress this enough. No team traded for Odell Beckham Jr. So the market for Odell Beckham Jr., I don't think it's as high as he thinks that it is. As far as
I agree with that, yeah.
So as far as and his agent thinks that is as well. As far as I'm concerned about this season, I get people are saying, all right, playoff push could happen now. They've won 2 of the last 3, whatever. Okay. I don't think the Jaguars are going to the playoffs. I think the goal of this season still is to give Trevor Lawrence as many weapons and as much confidence as possible because he is the guy for the time being, for the time moving forward. And Odell Beckham Jr. can do that. And if I'm bulky and I'm having this conversation with his agent, I bring up the fact that nobody traded for Odell Beckham Jr. So go ahead and get he's only going to, you don't have the right to dictate where you want to go when your demand is not that high. When your numbers really this year are not that good. So get that out of your head right now. And I'm going to tell them straight up, maybe we sign you for a lease just for 1 year, but it's an important year. Because if you come in here and ball out, well, then now all of a sudden the hype is back on schedule. Now teams maybe are gonna, try to go after you and give you money that you deserve with the team that you deserve. But as far as I'm concerned right now, we don't know what Odell Beckham Jr. even is. We really don't. So I think he still has to prove himself a little bit. So if I'm the Jaguars, I get Odell Beckham Jr., I say, well, come prove it then. Come show us why you're better than us when you want to be here. So come show us why you're better than every other team or whatever that's, the top 10 in the waiver order, and show us why you're that good. And if you show us why you're that good, then we're not going to resign you. Fine, go someplace else and get your money and do what you want to do. But you still got to earn that.
I think a lot of times, again, I'm trying to come up with reasons why. And there's two thoughts I have. I think Odell Beckham Jr. is a risky play in a strange way. I mean, because do you want to deal with anything? Do you want to deal with that stuff? Do you bring somebody into what you've tried to create in a locker room that's really playing hard and everything else? Whether you want to believe that from the outside or not, I think people internally in those buildings believe that. Like they believe one guy might upset what we've built and what we have. And so I think there's a little risk involved in bringing a guy like that in. But I also think if you want to turn this around, sometimes risk needs to be taken. you know? And I mean, I think this is pretty much, when it comes to risk, I think it's kind of low risk to try this out. And you know what, if you miss, this is it's way easier for anybody to handle bringing Odell Beckham Jr. in, and he says, I don't want to play for you, or only plays 8 games for you, and you spent $7 million and he only has 8 catches, than it is that you missed the last 10 first-round draft picks that you ever picked.
Well,
you know?
no, for sure.
I mean, we've lived through that in Jacksonville. I think we'll handle Odell Beckham being a bust and it being a bad signing.
Well, and seriously, what's the worst that's going to happen if you bring him here? Okay,
yeah.
Do you think the Jacksonville Jaguars are really worried about a couple bad tweets or a couple bad TikToks
I hope
here?
not.
Do you think the Jacksonville Jaguars are really worried about Odell Beckham Jr., his dad, making a video complaining about the Jaguars organization? They literally just went through their head coach in the bar grinding on, a female or whatever, okay? And then they had to go to London, play a game, which they won. So, yeah, I think if this team can handle that whole thing and that dumpster fire and try to put that fire out with a fire extinguisher, they can handle a couple, tweets of Odell Beckham Jr. pouting. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Why not risk it for the biscuit?
I do think, and so here's my second part. I think in general, while I always say it's not my money, go ahead and spend it if you want. I don't think GMs think that way. I think GMs try to make the wise, smart decision and be consistent with that, rather than just be like, all right, that guy's available, boom, let's go get him. And so I'm just telling you, listen, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just trying to get, I think unless Shad Khan came down and said, hey, I think let's give this a whirl. Tell me why you're not going to give this a whirl. I think Trent Baalke's probably going to be like, is it worth $7 million for Odell Beckham? Look at him on tape the last 2 years. He's already injured with a shoulder. For $7 million, is that a wise move to spend my owner's money and free agent money on that? Like, I think, seriously, that's what he probably says in this process. And most of the time that answer is going to be, yeah, probably not. But I'd say, hey, roll the dice.
No, but, okay, but you think injuries are because listen to who we're talking about here, Brent. We're talking about Trent Baalke, who came from San Francisco, whose MO, whose calling card was drafting guys with injuries, was swinging for the fences with guys coming off of major
drafting
injury. Well, yeah, but that's
not
still a
picking
risk.
Up $7 million price tag.
Okay, but that's still a risk. A first-round draft pick is still a risk.
Yeah.
And it comes with a price tag as well,
listen,
especially back then when he was the GM.
I don't want to paint this that I know that's what he was saying and thinking. I just think in general that's kind of what these guys think. They're like, okay, is this a smart play? Well, here's why it's not a smart play. Here's the 3 reasons, the pros and cons of it. Mm-hmm. And I think you can come up with the cons of it if you're making a sound business decision on bringing Odell Beckham in. But if you're making a, hey, let's win the game Sunday decision, which also is kind of what you're in the business of doing.
Yeah.
It just feels like that makes us better. And then they get John Brown. I mean,
yeah, cool.
John Brown. And is he still fast?
I hope so. But it's going to take more than that, though, just to be fast, because they got Tyron Johnson.
Yeah,
and
he was inactive yesterday.
Yeah.
So
I don't like when I type in John Brown and the first thing that comes up was
kicker.
No, some guy from the 1850s. I don't like that.
I think he was pretty important, though, if I'm not mistaken, from history class.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Oh, shout out to John Brown. Yeah, good call, Casey. Dang. Yeah, him and Frederick Douglass doing the dang thing.
Yeah,
okay.
the boys. Yeah.
The boys. Okay.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Sorry, folks. Don't get that Odell Beckham jersey. It ain't happening here in Jacksonville. Go get a John Brown jersey, though, if you want. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Today, tracking plentiful sunshine with mild temperatures this afternoon in the mid-60s. Clear skies tonight, and we will turn chilly quickly, dropping into the mid-40s. A mainly sunny day expected on Tuesday with highs in the low 70s. I'm meteorologist Alyssa Pedjick, and that's your Action News Jack's First Alert forecast.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
Nights of Lights dazzles with more than 3 million lights in the historic district of St. Augustine. Now imagine doubling those lights as they reflect off the water during your tour with Redboat Tours. Avoid downtown crowds by boarding at Beach's Restaurant Marina at 250 Volano Road. Then sit back and let Captain Tony and Miss Jennifer take you on a tour you'll never forget. Don't settle for imposters. Make no mistake, Redboat Tours is St. Augustine's only USA Today Reader's Choice Best Boat Tour 3 years running. Book your Nights of Lights tours now at redboattours.com.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks.
Sick of big banks drawing money out of Jacksonville? Want your money to stay here and help local folks? At 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, all of our capital is invested back into Northeast Florida. This includes our all-new hometown credit card. You get all the rewards and perks of a big bank, and every swipe invests back in Jacks. Get 2 points for every $1, up to 50,000 bonus points, 24/7 fraud protection, pay with points, and tons more. Support your community with a hometown credit card from 1-to-1 Financial. Apply at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA, a proud Visa partner.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Men, when you're in the mood for love, but you have ED or PE, and those little blue pills haven't worked, here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Rabinski. If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom-blended medications. Men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Call 904-664-8217. We guarantee you'll see results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call 904-664-8217.
As the holiday season approaches, I'm sure you've heard people talking about supply shortages, right? Like, do your shopping now, stuff's going to run out. That means you are more likely to be a crime victim. And now SafeTouch systems are going to be more important than ever, because a SafeTouch security system is not your ordinary alarm. They've got advanced technologies to keep your home and your family safe inside and out. With their integrated cameras, it's basically impossible for someone to step onto your property without SafeTouch knowing about it and queuing those cameras. Driveway burglaries for SafeTouch customers are quickly becoming a thing of the past. You get those video clips sent right to you with instant text notification. It's amazing. And the SafeTouch Crash and Smash technology provides a halo of detection around your home. SafeTouch Security has been doing what others can't for over 36 years. Call SafeTouch right now. They'll even give you free equipment and installation with your monitoring agreement. You can choose the package that's right for you with their licensed and bonded security consultants. So call SafeTouch 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. Offer for non-SafeTouch customers not under contract. Terms and conditions apply. EF 0000233.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Basket Brigade, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, knows that any act of kindness makes a difference for many. Make your donation so that families in our community receive grocery gift cards to make their purchases. To donate, visit ESPN690.com. Thank you for donating to make a difference.
Well, it's complementary football, and that's kind of what we talked about in our last night's meeting. Was all we do is we had our video guy does a nice job putting together, and it's just all we ask these players to be the best version of themselves, and if they are, they're pretty good. If they're not, they're awful, and we saw that last week. That was awful last week. It's not bad players, no one ever said that, but the best version of ourselves is pretty good. The first half against Cincinnati, at one point you're beating a really good Cardinal team 19-10. You hold Seattle to 60 yards offense in the second half, so the best version of yourself is pretty good, and they kind of bit into it and believed it, and they had a good day today.
That is Urban Meyer. They did have a good day, that's for sure.
I like that. The best version of yourself is pretty good. I like that.
So I think what he's trying to say there, too, is essentially, we just got to have that best version more.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, first half, 3/4 of Arizona, first half Cincinnati, no minutes against Seattle.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, happens in the league. I mean, the problem with last week's Seattle game, we said this, is that just it happens in the league, or is that just the Jags being the Jags?
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. Like, Tampa Bay Bucks have a miserable game. Dallas Cowboys, they're what, 6-2? They played awful yesterday.
Horrible.
Is that just a bad game?
Cost me a fantasy one.
Is that just a bad game?
Hey, Zerline, kick a field goal.
Or is that a problem, right? And, I mean, it's Dallas, so people will panic about it, and everybody panics about everything in the NFL, and we try to claim everything in the NFL what it is. But the bottom line is we just don't know, because the most true cliche is it's a week-to-week league. I mean, and the Jags now are proof of that over the last 3 football games. A win in London, a miserable performance, and now a defense, of all things, that comes out of nowhere to do what they did against the Buffalo Bills. Quite honestly, I have no idea what to expect next week against Indianapolis. I mean, would I be surprised if their offense scores 35? No, because expect the unexpected.
Expect the best version. I'm going to use that. Like, the next time my wife comes home from working a 12-hour shift at the hospital, and she's like, hey, why aren't the dishes are done? You know what, babe? Just wasn't the best version of me today. But you know what? The best version of me is pretty good. Maybe you'll get them tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe those dishes will be clean tomorrow.
Maybe the better version of me tomorrow will clean those dishes. Stay tuned.
Or what you should do is clean like half of them.
It's just an okay version.
I had the best version of me just for about 5 minutes. That's all I had.
Sometimes it's the first half against Cincinnati, and sometimes you get the second half against Cincinnati. All right?
I still don't understand. Seriously, you've got to tell. I get some people have better days than other days.
Mm-hmm.
I get sometimes you feel like Josh Allen, man. He was feeling it yesterday. And he, as good as I think he's been the last 4 games, he was feeling it. He's a really good football player. I believe that. I think they need to sign him to a big deal, and he's going to be around here for a long time. Like, he's that guy. He needs help, no doubt about it. But I can't get over the Taven Bryan thing.
Yeah.
Like, I understand what you said earlier in the show. It's like maybe a matchup deal. But that means, like, for the last 4 years, there hasn't been a matchup.
All pro guards.
That favored Taven Bryan.
No.
I saw on the this is going to sound like so bizarre. We were doing our pregame show, countdown to kickoff on the field yesterday, and I see a guy walk by, and he's got Wyoming everything on. He's got a Wyoming jacket, and he's got a Wyoming hat on. The big guy, big beard guy.
Okay.
And a younger guy, but I mean, he's got a bearded guy. And so he had like a pregame pass to go down there, which happens. Like, some guys will be down there. So I'm thinking, I was like, hey, that guy probably knows like Taven Bryan. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, that's a buddy of Taven Bryan's who's at the game. And he gave him pregame passes.
Yeah. Now, it could have been Josh Allen's dad.
It wasn't Josh Allen's dad. He was on the Jags side.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
But to your point, I kind of forgot about Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I forgot about Wingard.
Yeah.
Am I missing somebody else?
No, you got it.
That's it, right?
So I forgot Wingard,
I forgot about those guys. So it could have been like a Wingard buddy.
Yeah.
Now, I doubt it. By the look of it, it looked more like a Taven Bryan buddy. Okay?
Taven Bryan.
I'm a little bit stereotyping here and everything, but it looked like a...
That, or you don't think Andrew Wingard has friends?
No. Listen, I am not as critical of Andrew Wingard as everybody else is. Wingard actually has played way better than the fans think he is. Yeah. He really has.
Now,
and so
we do have a brand new shiny Cisco just sitting on the shelf, but it is what it is.
But I will say this, that this guy looked like he'd be in a deer stand with Taven Bryan.
I got you.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I see Wingard in the deer stand. Now, he might be.
Yeah.
But he probably is.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, Taven Bryan and this guy matched up a little bit better than me as buddies.
I got you.
But Taven Bryan's not far from University. Like everybody where Taven Bryan's from, probably a Wyoming fan, so he could certainly have a jacket.
I mean, who else are you cheering for?
Yeah, probably nobody else.
Wyoming State? No.
So, long story short
I don't
is...
think so. Okay. That's why I said it.
Well, long story short is, did Taven Bryan show out because, like, his buddy was there?
Oh, nice.
Why did Taven Bryan play well all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get technical about why Taven Bryan had the game of his life yesterday, to me, it goes back to the game plan. Now, yeah, was Buffalo's offensive line struggling a little bit? Sure. But they're still NFL players. They're still making paychecks. So I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Taven Bryan played his you-know-what off yesterday. And what I think it comes down to is yesterday you saw the characteristics of what makes Taven Bryan a good football player and why he was drafted where he was drafted. Because the guy is an athletic freak. And I'm saying this, and I know he's an athletic freak.
He is.
And he has great get-off.
Yeah.
Where I've been very critical about Taven Bryan in the past is the fact that in terms of reading and recognizing what he's supposed to do, he has problems with that. When he's looking in the backfield, when he's trying to diagnose plays, he gets on his heels, he gets pushed back, he goes in the wrong hole. It's a mess. When Taven Bryan doesn't have to think and he can just pin his ears back, then you've seen success. Yesterday, on the plays that Taven Bryan did a great job on, there were blitzes, there were stunts. Where it's just like, hey, no matter what happens here, you're going to this hole. So whether we call it like a pirate step or whether it's like an outside contained step, doesn't matter. You have one job, do that job, and then, flow off your other defensive lineman. That's what he did. So he used his speed, used his athleticism, used his strength, and did not have to think about what was happening in the backfield. That's what you saw from Taven Bryan yesterday. That's what you have to see more from Taven Bryan is the fact that, okay, maybe I'm first down in terms of is it run, is it pass? We don't really know, diagnosing all these plays. Yeah, maybe you feel kind of on the edge about putting him in there. But when it's third down and you have a stunt called up front, you can pin your ears back and you give him just one job to do, rush here, step here, set a pick here. He can do that, and you can be successful with that.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it gives him a little bit of confidence. I mean, he's had nothing really to turn off or get confidence from.
Yeah.
I know he has been really a frustrating study for so many coaches who have passed through here because to what your point is, he has really the athletic ability to be a monster in this league.
His peers have said that. The coaches have said that. Everyone has said
Everybody has said that. And so when you have that kind of talent, like this guy really is, like people say, hey, I can't believe the Jags picked him 28th overall. No, he's that kind of talent. Like he has that talent. Like it could have been a very good pick for the Jags. And I'll tell you this too, and one of the reasons he's still on the roster is because he's a healthy guy too. I mean, he's usually available for them. I missed a little bit of camp, but I mean he's available. So, but man, if they could get, I'm not even saying this kind of production. I mean, if he could somehow, even for the rest of this year, just at least leave on a good note. I don't think he's going to be part of the Jags going forward.
Yeah.
Again, it can happen. Smoot is an example of a guy who can all of a sudden figure it out. And Smoot didn't take 4 years, and he wasn't drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
But he took a good 3 years to figure it out.
He did, but it's also putting him in the right position to succeed.
Well, that's true,
right?
too.
Because Smoot's always been kind of like a tweener, right? You put him on the outside, you put him on the inside, defensive end, defensive tackle. So he's always he's had to find his home, and I think he's finally found that. And with Taven, I remember watching, back when I played J.J. Watt all the time. And, what made J.J. Watt so great? Now, yes, J.J. Watt is an explosive player, obviously. He's strong. Just look at the dude. He's built like Captain America. But, and he's got the motor, right? Motor is a big part of it as well. But, what made J.J. Watt so great was the fact that his ability to diagnose if it was a run, to convert that run move into a pass move. In literally a split second, he would recognize it, use his hands, use his strength, and now he's pass rushing. And now he's getting past the tackle or the guard or whoever he's on. That is so hard to teach. And it comes from more of an instinct thing than anything. Sure, you can sit there and watch film till the cows come home and say, okay, if he sets like this, it's going to be a pass, so be it. But, some guys just have it and some guys don't. I think with Taven Bryan's career so far, for whatever reason, he has not been able to diagnose plays like that. Whether it's a play-action pass, whether it's misdirection, he's just had problems diagnosing those things. And when you're in your own head and mentally you're getting affected, that slows you down.
Oh, yeah.
So now all of a sudden the things that got you to the dance, that got you to the league are now a detriment because you're thinking way too much. But when you're not thinking and you use your athleticism and your power, then something special could happen. And that was an example yesterday from Taven Bryan.
Yeah, I mean, because it wasn't just the 2 sacks, by the way. He was in on a lot of play. I mean, 93 was around the football. I mean, 93 looked like the 93 that was here for a few years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how often I saw him like near the quarterback and making plays. So it was pretty wild to see that. I think that's a funny thing about sports. And you're right, matchups play into it. How they utilize them plays into it. But how somebody can look really just lost for as long as he's looked and now go do that. And you're like, whoa, that's what they drafted.
Yeah.
That's what people saw. And you just brought up an interesting point, and we talked about this last week. And we talked about this when it comes to turnovers as well. IQ, instinct. Mm-hmm. Those are things that are unteachable. Mm-hmm. You got that or you don't. I don't think you teach that. You don't develop that. Mm-hmm. And also, you don't measure it at the combine. That the Wonderlic test doesn't tell you if you have good football IQ. That's not what it accomplishes.
Correct.
And so you have to see that and feel that. And sometimes in college, you don't have to worry about it because you're just a better player. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of guys in the NFL that don't have great instinct and IQ, but have the ability in other facets like their talent or strength to make speed to make up for it.
Yeah.
But then there's the player like we talk about Jalen Ramsey. That's a guy who is physical. He is fast. Mm-hmm. He is freaky with his athleticism already in his body to begin with, but he also adds instinct and IQ to the table.
Like the complete package.
And he'll never get credit for the instinct and IQ because his athleticism and talent and all that other stuff is so good.
Yes.
So when you get that, you get J.J. Watt, right? Mm-hmm. You get Aaron Donald. You get those guys. Those guys have that complete package.
See, I think of a guy like Clowney. Remember how much of a freak Clowney was out of college? Now, injuries played a part of that as well.
Yeah.
It played a big part of it. But, like, you would see him, like, overrun the quarterback sometimes, the quarterback step up. But, like, in terms of freakish, like, it may not get more freakish than, Clowney.
And that's why he probably had some dominant games and some off games, right?
Correct.
Sometimes it added up and it worked out. Yeah. And other times it was like, where did he go today?
Yeah.
And that creates inconsistency, which I always think, kind of tell my kids this, is like, that's the worst. Mm-hmm. That's the worst thing because a coach wants to know what they're going to get.
Correct.
Right? You throw a guy out there who's inconsistent, it's like, all right, which one's showing up today?
Yeah.
And that's never a good thing because you can't rely on any of it.
Yeah, that reminds me, you remember a coach, we used to call him Coach Bono. I can't remember pronounce his last name.
Bonaguro.
Bonaguro.
John Bonaguro.
He always had a thing every day for special teams. He would put up a picture of McDonald's. He put up a picture of this restaurant that was in a dry cleaner. And he said, I want McDonald's every single day because I know what I'm getting. It may not be the best, but I want McDonald's from you guys because I know what I'm getting with McDonald's. I'm getting a double cheeseburger. He's like, this dry cleaner restaurant right here, I don't want this. He's like, sometimes you guys are playing like this. I don't need this. I need the McDonald's.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think it's a great illustration. It really is. You know, I think it's really great for young kids. I don't think they hear that enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you develop into that, but I think if you can be that person, like, that's who you are.
Yeah.
And sometimes this doesn't make you the greatest player, but it's still a reliable asset for a coach to know, okay, I'm going to get this.
Yep.
And Taven Bryan has been, I don't know what the hell I'm going to get. I mean, he really has been that guy. Mm-hmm. But, man, if he can give this defense a couple more games like that, they got a chance to maybe win a few more down the road. What does the rest of the NFL look like? How about what's going on in Gainesville? Strange times how that thing is disintegrated so quickly. And more on the Jags still to come. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. It's a victory Monday for the Jags, 9-6 over the Bills.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
What's up, Jacksonville? I'm Casey Kurtz. In what may be the most improbable result of the 2021 NFL season, the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Buffalo Bills 9-6 yesterday afternoon. In that game, there was only one Josh Allen making an impact, and he was wearing teal. Allen had 8 tackles, 2 for loss, a sack, and even an interception. and some of y'all didn't want Josh in coverage. The Jags overcome the 15-point spread and go to 2-6. The Bills are 5-3. But the Jags weren't the only surprising result in the NFL yesterday. The Broncos went to Dallas and beat the Cowboys 30-16. The Browns beat the Bengals 41-16, and the Derrick Henry-less Titans beat the Rams 28-16. This SportsCenter update sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan for the people. What's up? It's Casey. Check out the podcast Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 wherever you get your podcasts to make sure you don't miss moments like this.
Where did you have a new nickname around this place?
Sure do, Brent. Because you know
Where do
how
you like it? Nicknames are good sometimes.
Yeah. Well, so you know, like how when it's your birthday coming up, which it's my birthday month or whatever, like they kind of give you a little heads up. And I appreciate all the work that they do and everything. But when they say November birthdays and it's Austin Lane and this must be Thanksgiving themed, AKA free range hot buns. you guys like that? Is that good for you?
Know what time it is? It's time to get moving. Cora Physical Therapy has opened a new state-of-the-art clinic in Kingsland on Boone and Haddock, and will be opening another one soon in Brunswick. With Cora, you have access to licensed, passionate clinicians, only the most innovative equipment, and life-changing therapies. Cora is all about treating everyone right now. It's your move. Visit CoraPhysicalTherapy.com for a free screening. No physician's referral required. Same-day appointments available.
Hey, you were supposed to be here 10 minutes ago.
Boss, I'm a little freaked out right now.
What's wrong?
It's Safe Touch Security and their video monitoring systems. They're popping up everywhere.
Oh, for a minute you had me worried.
Boss, my next door neighbor's got Safe Touch video monitoring, the place across the street's got it, and now I notice there's one next door to the one across the street.
Keep it together now.
Boss, I'm surrounded. It's never been more dangerous to be a crook.
Whoa, easy. Look, you're not planning to break into your neighbor's house, are you?
Well, no.
Problem solved. Don't steal their TV and everything will be fine.
Okay. Yeah, that makes me feel better.
Oh, good. But when we're working, we still gotta stick to the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah.
Now get over here. We got work to do.
Now for a limited time, the Safe Touch Advantage plan includes free equipment and installation for new customers with an Advantage monitoring agreement. The Safe Touch doorbell camera, a $200 value, can be added for just $99. Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-333-1750. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-333-1750. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-333-1750. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-333-1750. 800-333-1750.
There's no way that's used. Get ready, because you're going to hear that a lot after you buy an amazing, like-new, pre-owned from our friends over at Arlington Toyota. Arlington's got 300 used available. All makes, all models. Plus, you'll buy with total confidence thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange program that comes with your purchase. That's 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
500,000 businesses connect using Zoom, a single platform for video, phone, chat, and conference rooms. Zoom enables real-time collaboration no matter where your teams are. Global enterprises trust the easy-to-use, reliable, and secure Zoom platform to power high-performance teams. Empower your workforce with Zoom. Save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Hey, sports fans, are you ready to get in on a piece of the action? The only thing better than your football team winning is when you have some skin in the game.
This is Ultimate Vegas insider John Anthony, and if you're looking to cash in on tonight's big game, Chicago, Pittsburgh, I've got you covered. Documented 73% against the spread.
Call 1-800-244-5506 for my absolutely free side and total on the recorded message line. That's 1-800-244-5506. What are you waiting for? Get off the sideline. Call 1-800-244-5506 now.
Chicago, Pittsburgh, side and total. Free on the recorded message line.
Every touchdown and victory dance just got that much sweeter. But before you get in on the action, call 1-800-244-5506 or go to VegasScoresAndOdds.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks. After you listen to us from 3 to 6 today, listen to Monday Night Football as Justin Fields and the Bears travel to Pittsburgh to take on Big Ben and the Steelers. Coverage starts at 8 right here on ESPN 690.
I think Josh has been playing really well. The guys that really, you look at even when Josh had that big sack year, I think it was his rookie year, was it? It was because of the other guys. You know, sacks are a result of everybody going. It's a little bit like a quarterback on offense. They're a result. And you have Roy, you had Taven had a career day, and you had Smoot inside, not Smoot, Jihad Ward inside. You know, the interior rush was really good, and that allowed Josh to do Josh things, and that's come around the edge.
That is Urban Meyer, and man, I tell you, it's just nice to talk about a win. It's nice to talk about this defense.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if this defense has something now. They played pretty well against Miami. They think they played fine in the second half against Seattle, so let's give it to them. I mean, I still think that is a weird game to judge them on. I think they played awful. Every facet of the game. I thought they got pushed around, everything. So, whatever. But they played really well. Like, this was the best, guys. This was the best defensive performance since 2018. That's what this was. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Jihad Ward moved inside a little bit more than usual. Did you notice that?
Yeah. I mean, once again, it was just the fact that you had a pretty good idea that Buffalo was not going to run the ball, and if they did, that they're not a good running football team, which is it's crazy to me because like their head coach is old school smash mouth, and they play great defense, but they cannot run the football.
Yeah, and he obviously, Urban Meyer right there just said like career day for Taven Bryan, but he mentioned somebody else, and he mentioned Roy, and it's the first time I feel like maybe he's made an impact, even though I didn't see him much.
Yeah.
But Roy Robertson Harris, Malcolm Brown, Devon Hamilton. Overall, we mentioned that push. Yeah. Did you notice Roy Robertson Harris? Are you noticing a different Roy Robertson Harris?
I noticed him a couple of times getting good pressure in the backfield, whether it was a run or a pass. I noticed him out there. But like all those interior guys, whether Gotsis did a great job as well.
Yeah.
It was just creating chaos in the backfield. It was pushing your man, whether there was a puller or something, it was chaos in the backfield. That's what you want from a defense.
All right, more defensive talk, more Jags. You know what's really weird about this game is that, like, the Jags win, they get a huge win over the Bills. There's really one thing to talk about. It was the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, the other part was Trevor Lawrence, okay, you're healthy, that's good. But outside of that, there wasn't.
And we have the good Josh Allen.
And we have the good Josh Allen, right?
Yes.
But it's all Josh Allen and defense.
Yeah.
And that's really it. Like, there weren't a lot of storylines in the game. It was like,
I mean,
Jags defense was better.
I feel about Matthew Wright.
Hey, he was 3 for. That's so weird. I was about to say that.
Yeah. Well, let's do it.
3 for 6.
We're going to do that football at 5. We'll get into that a little bit because that was an odd sequence. And how do you feel about Matthew Wright as a good? Because I do think the kid deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah.
But that still was an odd sequence. So we'll get into that. A real quick couple minutes. Is Dan Mullen going to survive? In Gainesville? Like, this is weird, man. Like, you're a Gator. This is turned on a dime.
Yeah.
This thing is turned. And now, if you look back, it really hasn't turned on a dime. It's over. They're 2-8 against Power 5 schools in the last 10 games. 2-8. This was a team that was ranked in the top 10 3 straight years. I mean, it is ridiculous. Now, again, you could say, well, they played Alabama. They played Georgia. They played, I think, Alabama another time. No, was it Alabama? Somebody else. Number one. Who was they played like 3 number ones in the stretch.
Oh, it was Alabama in the SEC championship.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's right. So but they've also played and lost to 4 unranked teams where they've been double-digit favorites. I mean, this thing was unacceptable. This thing, they lost to a South Carolina team. that is not good, like really not good. The one thing about LSU is LSU has guys. Like LSU always recruits. So one thing about LSU, they're not good, but they have bodies that can beat you. That's not the case in South Carolina.
No, South Carolina, it's not that.
South Carolina, this felt like, to me, the loss to Georgia Southern in a weird way. I know it's a totally different thing, but South Carolina, Vanderbilt, those teams in the SEC are not good. Like, they are not good at all. Yeah. And this felt like a Georgia Southern kind of loss. And not only did they lose, they got stomped by South Carolina. So I ask again, after Grantham's fired, Hevesey's fired, is Dan Mullen now just grasping at things? Because when you start firing people, that's usually what it means. Is he going to survive after this season? I don't think he's getting fired anytime in the next month. But is he going to be the coach in 2022?
Yeah, I think it definitely warrants that question. And this is it's typical college football behavior. When your team gets beat by South Carolina, which had no business even competing with you, and you get curb stomped by South Carolina, we got to fire Grantham. Like, it was just, it's going to change around now. It'll turn around now because he's a scapegoat.
And the fans have been calling for that for 2 years.
For sure. But at the same time, you got beat by South Carolina. Like, your team came out and they weren't ready to play. You got your starting quarterback getting hurt in the hotel, dancing, whatever happened there. Like, it seems like it's a mess right now in Florida. And that starts with Dan Mullen. So I get it. Make guys a scapegoat and say it's his fault and things are going to turn around now, so be it. But, man, in terms of expectations, in terms of the SEC where it's supposed to mean more, what are these losses meaning right now to Florida?
By the way, there's like 10 teams in the country that have pitiful records over Power 5 schools in the last 10 games.
Yeah.
3 of them are from the SEC. It just means more.
It just means more.
Well, first off, Samford licking their chops going to Gainesville this week.
No, for sure.
At
4-5.
With an opportunity to beat a Gator team. By the way, couldn't be me that bet South Carolina money line.
No
money
way.
line.
You better believe it. I knew they were going to lose.
Now, that's a negative Gator fan right there.
Look,
that's when negativity pays off.
Yeah. Look, you got to be honest with yourself. I knew that. I can show you a text. I texted Brian Middleton before the game. I said a little bit of a different score.
What were they? Were they like
20?
20? Is that it?
Yeah.
I thought it might have been more.
It's a half, 20.5.
Okay, so seriously, is Dan Mullen? Is he the coach in 2022?
I really, really, really want to say no, but I think he will be because I think the obvious move is if you're Dan Mullen, I think you can't recruit apparently. Ed Orgeron's getting fired. You bring him in as your defensive coordinator, and he can recruit the heck out of it. That's the move you have to make. I think he will be the coach, but I was really hoping that there would have been some report he pulled an Urban Meyer, didn't get on the plane in South Carolina, and was somewhere in Columbia, not the head coach of the Gators.
Listen, here's why he's going to be the coach in 2022. And they're in a tough spot because now they might be like, well, it might not work out, but Will Muschamp was in this spot like in year 3. They had asked him to clean so much up after Urban. He wasn't that good. They kind of knew it wasn't going to work, but they gave him one more go-around. This is different, though, for Mullen. He fixed a mess. I mean, they couldn't win in Gainesville, and he went 10-3, 11-2, and even 8-4 last year and finished first in the SEC East. Now, this is a disaster right now. They're 4-5 and 2-5 in the SEC. But he did too much to build equity on fixing the program and winning. You can't just give up on that.
But keep in mind, those weren't his guys he was winning with.
I was just going to say, how are his guys doing?
Well, that's a fair point.
I mean, Kyle Trask
shows that he's
was
a
not
heck
his
of a
guy.
coach.
Correct.
Shows he's a heck of a coach, but you're right. They need to get recruiting in. They need to try. He's got one gasp to fix recruiting, whatever that is. Spending more money on it, bringing assistant coaches like Eddie Owen or somebody else in. I don't know what the answers are, but he's got one fix to trend in the right direction.
So
because the guy can coach.
So we got one more year, you think?
Yeah. I don't think there's a chance in heck that they fire him. I don't. And by the way, he does have a relationship with Strickland. I will say this. The one strange thing, I know we got to go, about McElwain, Mullen. Listen, quirky is cool sometimes. I'm not sure quirky as your college football coach is always the best thing.
Yeah, I talked to Dabo Swinney.
Yeah,
but how's that working right now?
How about now, but the guy's won some championships too.
If you're going to be quirky, listen, Mike Leach is a quirky guy, right?
Sure. Yeah, that's not.
But if you're going to be quirky, then you better be able to recruit too. Dabo can.
Yeah.
You know, it's just an odd thing sometimes. I don't know. It feels strange in Gainesville, and it's a disaster right now in Gainesville. Yeah. We'll be back. Football at 5. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
I'm Marcus Roberts, a jazz pianist and a proud graduate of the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, a state public school available at no cost to eligible K-12 Florida students who are deaf, blind, or both. FSDB prepares students for a lifetime of success, allowing them to do more, be more, and achieve more. For more information, call 800-342-3732 or visit www.fsdbk12.org.
For the ones who are always in the know. For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Quitting tobacco isn't easy. The good news is, Tobacco-Free Florida is here to help you quit your way by offering the free support and tools you'll need to succeed. Our AHEC cessation program offers Group Quit, virtual classes you can take from the comfort of your own home across every county in Florida. All you need is a phone, tablet, or computer. You may also be eligible to receive up to $400 worth of free quit aids, such as nicotine patches, lozenges, or gum. You aren't alone, and our group quit sessions can offer the support you've needed all along. It doesn't matter how many times you've tried to quit, now is your time to succeed, because now is the time to quit your way. So give us a call at 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW to double your chances of success. Ask about free nicotine replacement options to help you quit today. This is your start to a tobacco-free life. No judgments, just help.
In today's world, there's a lot of ways to know what's happening. At Action News Jax, we make sure our local stories have more detail, so you get every angle that impacts you. We dig for answers because you deserve the whole story. Taking time to provide context so you're clear on what's really going on. Because we know information is thrown at you 24/7. And we want you to know that Action News Jax is local coverage you can count on.
It's not just boughs of holly that are going to deck your halls this holiday season. It's you decking the whole house with outdoor lights and holiday decor from the Home Depot. Fill your yard with Yuletide treasure like a hand-painted LED reindeer sculpture. Want to build a snowman? You can, with our 6-foot sparkling snowman covered in lights. You can even pair it with a Disney inflatable spin. You know, from the movie your kids still watch 3 times a day. 'Tis the season to make things jolly, and the Home Depot has everything you need to make the holidays yours. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
From city streets to back roads. From road warrior to carpooler. There are some things you can always count on. Like the reliability, durability, and power of DieHard, America's most trusted auto battery. No matter where your journey takes you, count on DieHard to get you started on the road ahead. Available at your local Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest stores.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
I mean, it's great. It speaks to, the progress that we're making. I mean, our defense today, that's one of the best defensive performances I've seen, and that's a great offense. Obviously, Josh Allen, quarterback, and their wideouts and O-line, all those guys. I mean, they're great players, and to see what our defense did, all the takeaways, the big stops on 3rd and 4th down. I mean, it's just fun to watch, and really they put us on their back. You know, we had a chance to put them away a couple times. I missed 2 throws down the stretch. Like I'm kind of kicking myself because I could have put them away without our defense having to go out there and stop them again. But that's what good teams do.
You know, I will say this about Trevor, man. Again, the guy, he's accountable.
Yeah.
He does this every game, and he knows right away. Like, this isn't Trevor talking on Monday. This is Trevor talking like 20 minutes after the game. And, I mean, those were pretty obvious plays. Yeah. So I'm not saying it's like, wow, he had to go back and watch the film. But he takes the accountability right away. And it's like, it's a weird thing. It's like he says it so matter-of-factly, but it's like, yeah, I'll make him the next time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, man, I can't believe it. It's stuck in his head,
no,
which shows me he's not going to be a tank guy. Like, he's not going to go in a tank. We've seen that before with quarterbacks.
Do you mean kind of like feel sorry for yourself and it's just...
Well, the bottom line, here's the reality is Blake Bortles, when he played bad football, it was hard to get out of it.
Okay.
Right? So it came in, you talk about coming in bunches.
Yeah.
You know? and it, like, you could tell it affected him. Like, it looked like it affected him in news conferences, in practice, and in the next game. Mm-hmm. Like, I just don't see that from Trevor. Now, maybe we get to a point, and if you play, I think he needs something good to happen sooner than later. Like, maybe we need something good to happen from Trevor. Like, it's been a little bit now since I said, wow, that's why he was the number 1 overall pick, if I'm being honest.
No, for sure. Look, listen, you know, obviously they had a chance to put the game away. They couldn't. The defense stepped up. Like you were saying, one of the best performances we've seen since 2017, hands down. And that's what it's crazy that we're talking about that big of a win. And have we seen a full game where this team has complemented each other in all 3 phases?
I mean, not really. I mean, you look at the last 2 weeks, they've had like 200 yards of offense.
Happens? But what is that going to look like if that happens?
Yeah,
you know,
I actually think the special teams was starting to get leaky too, like in the kick return game.
Yeah.
But in last week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, well, listen, I think most teams would say that, Austin. I mean, that's if we can get all 3 to complement each other.
No, for sure.
You know, like if the Dolphins could have had their offense work yesterday, they had 5 turnovers. They would have won 42-10.
Yeah.
You know? Well, then they turned it over 4 times.
Sure.
So, like, I get what you're saying.
But usually, I mean, even if you go 2 out of 3, you're looking pretty good. Like, yesterday, the Jaguars didn't go 2 out of 3 even.
No, they really
the special
didn't.
team is...
Well, I mean, he made enough. We'll talk about him in a minute.
Yeah.
You know, I think the crazy thing about this offense. So last week I gave you the stat of the 31 games without more than 2 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
So today's stat.
Oh boy.
In a game that is in a sport that has now turned to offense, we know the Jags. Their season high this year is 23.
Mm-hmm.
If you go all the way back to 2018, October 2nd, that's when the Jaguars started 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaguars have scored 30 points or more in a game twice. Twice. One to the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
And the last game of 2019, which was kind of like a garbage time game for the Colts.
Who was their quarterback? I forgot who the quarterback was.
Ours or theirs?
Theirs. It wasn't, whatever.
And then the next one, remember when Minshew and the offense play well against Indy to start the next year, they win 27-20, and then they lose to the Tennessee 33-30, and we're all feeling good about the offense.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So they've done twice, and they're actually 1-1 in those games.
Yeah.
So 2 times.
What was the Denver one? They put 30 up in Denver. Must be like 20-something.
Yeah.
When Minshew won.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you go all the way back. I'm talking about that's 12 games, 16 games, that's 28 games, and how many have we played here? 8? That's 36 games.
Brian Hoyer.
They've scored 30 or more twice.
Wow.
I mean.
Hey, well, last week,
that is not good.
You hammered it home last week. Maybe this is the week.
I know. I'm trying to speak it into existence a little bit.
You did well last week.
Question for you, Brent. Alluding to this offense right now. It's a victory Monday.
Yep.
And let's not spoil that. Let's celebrate it. Now, it could have been a waiver wire Wednesday with Odell Beckham Jr., but it is what it is. That's fine. We'll still take the victory Monday. But I'm just saying, in terms of the cherry on top.
Us media, we love alliteration.
A waiver wire. Who are you telling, Brent? I'm learning from the best over here. But would you have rather seen the outcome play out like it did? Or would you have rather have seen a high-scoring affair where the Jaguars win?
No, I think actually this was
the better one.
This is better.
Yeah.
Because I'm really interested where Bevel and Trevor can take the offense in November and December. I brought up we brought up back in 17. Remember last week going in, we brought up, would you rather have the 17 offense or the 21 offense?
Sure.
Well, part of that discussion was Nathaniel Hackett had him cooking in late November into December. Like, he really got in a rhythm with his quarterback, with Bortles. Bortles played his best quarterbacking of his life. Mm-hmm. And I'm interested to see if Bevel can get it going. Now, what's really hard, again, this is borderline excuse, but also reality, is when you're missing that many pieces, I got to believe that's a hard thing to do. What do you trust as an offensive coordinator? What do you trust as a young quarterback? Mm-hmm. When you don't have your best player available in James Robinson, it's not far-fetched that these last 2 weeks on offense, they've struggled to get 200 yards, and James Robinson hasn't been available. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. It's not like they're loaded with great players anyway. So I'm really interested to see where the offense goes. I don't think we've seen even close to the best football that Trevor's going to play in his rookie season. Mm-hmm. And so to your point, I'd rather see this defense come around and feel better about the defense giving them opportunities, because I actually think we're going to see a lot better football out of their offense. Not the last 9 games completely, but over these last 9 games, I think there's going to be 3 or 4 of them that we maybe see.
It's going to happen in bunches?
Points, 30 points.
Going to happen in bunches?
I hope.
Okay.
But
now that we got John Brown.
But we're due for that. I think the offense is due for that. Yeah. And again, I'll take away these last 2 games especially, I would argue that they were moving the ball pretty nicely. They just weren't scoring as many points as they could have. They were missing opportunities. Maybe they were making too many mistakes. Trevor turned the ball over so many times first 3 games. I just feel like there's a ceiling of they can get to 30. I think they can. They got to get a little healthier. And Trevor's got to play better. Mm-hmm. And I think Bevel's got to get back in a groove with their offense. I feel like that rhythm is just not there. And probably some of that has to do with their injuries.
Oh, yeah. I mean, James Robinson for sure.
But I'll be critical of Bevel in a couple spots, though. I still think, listen, he opened the door to this probably with the Super Bowl call in Seattle. And I've been more of a defender than a critic of Bevel so far this year. Mm-hmm. But the reality is, in big spots, I think he swings and misses a lot. Mm. The second down play down near the goal line, where it looked like Trevor rolls out. He rolls right into, by the way, pressure. Yeah. And then it looked like he was going to throw a pick. Yeah. I was like, what is that? They had just run the ball to the 3-yard line. They had second down and 3 from the 3.
Yeah, this is starting to be their identity in red zone offense.
It's not good.
No, yeah, it's not a good identity to have, but that's what it's starting to be.
But even the 3rd and 2, 3rd and 2, you have every option on the table.
Yeah.
And they were trying that pass to Agnew?
Right, yeah, I don't know.
I know he didn't complete the pass, but I didn't love the play call. And by the way, I've been consistent here. When he did complete the pass to Marvin Jones back against Tennessee, I told you I still didn't like the play call. I didn't think it was a high percentage play call.
Yeah.
But he made the throw. This time around, I didn't think it was a high percentage play call. When you have 3rd and 2 and everything at your disposal, and this time he didn't complete it.
No, I understand that. And we've been very critical of this offense. But believe me when I say, up there with my son being born, watching Trevor Lawrence complete his first quarterback sneak, I jump for joy.
The whole building did.
I brought my family. I'm like, I love you guys so much. I'm sorry I don't say it enough. It was a great family experience at the Lane household, because I'll be honest, I never thought we were going to see the day. But that quarterback sneak, good control. Can we go to the wall that says it all on Wednesday? Can we break down the quarterback sneak and just the confidence, the moxie, a word that gets used way too much in the sport of football, but the moxie of Trevor Lawrence to just, take the snap, get behind the center, you're 6'6", lower your head, and get a first down. Man, Brent.
By the way, on TV, it looked like he got it by a lot.
Oh, I mean, I thought it was Mike Allstott running for a first down there. Don't worry, everybody. Those goosebumps will go away eventually. But what a first down.
Well, listen, to your point and my point married together, I know you wouldn't do this, but I kind of said, instead of 2nd down and 3, rolling the guy right into pressure on a one-option route in the corner of the end zone that had to be tucked between, like, 2 index cards, I would have called the quarterback sneak again. It worked so well.
Make him stop it. Better believe it.
I mean,
make him stop it.
You had 3 downs to score from the 3.
Make him stop it.
And they roll right and throw. Like, it was a weird play. And then you remember what happened on 3rd down. It looked like the offense jumped.
Yeah.
It was an odd time play.
Yeah.
And then so he just threw up the fade because I think actually Trevor thought there was a penalty.
That Juwan Taylor jumped?
Yeah,
was that Juwan Taylor?
absolutely jumped.
The guard, too.
Juwan Taylor's jumping
Everybody jumped. The ball just stayed there.
Juwan Taylor's jumping
and I really thought that I think Trevor thought either offsides or a penalty was being called, so he just heaved the ball up.
Could have been.
And it almost was picked.
Yeah.
So
I forgot that happened.
I mean, the sequence down there, and again, I go back to the 3rd and 2, it's just like, I remember tweeting it in real time, and I get hammered for tweeting things in real time sometimes.
Boy, you do.
But
well, you know.
But go back to this one, and I'm right. I said Trevor needs to step up now, but also Darrell Bevel needs to step up right now. I really think, like, when you're in the 3rd, 4th quarter of these games, you've seen enough now. I mean, by the way, Dayball did a terrible job at this yesterday. But you can scheme some things up that you know now would be open because you've seen them play for the last 50 plays of the game. And I just think sometimes, I think the biggest criticism of Bevel right now I have is that in those kind of moments, the critical ones, and this has been a constant thing all year, I think he's come up empty. I think he's also done a lot of nice things, but I think he's come up empty in those spots, and they have got to be better there because they could have put this game away like 50 times over.
Yeah.
You know? So, but the bottom line is my stat of the day, and hopefully, again, this worked last week, Brent Sports Bureau, 31 games it had been without the Jags getting a 3 turnovers or more. The only way they could win this game against Buffalo is if they got 3 turnovers or more, in my opinion. They were able to do it. The Jaguars have now scored 30 points or more twice since October of 2018. That's a span of 36 games. In a day and age in the NFL where people are running up and down the field scoring 30 points like we're playing backyard football, 2-hand touch.
Yeah.
And I think they might need to do that against the Colts. Like, I don't think you can rely on the defense to do what they did again. Now, maybe they play with some confidence, but I think Jonathan Taylor is very good. I think Carson Wentz has been, outside of some critical mistakes, has been pretty good.
Yeah, maybe better than Phillip Rivers.
I don't know about that.
I know.
And so I think this might be one of those games, Austin, really, that if they're going to win on the road, they might have to reach that 30-point plateau. Like, it looks like James Robinson will be back. Trevor needs to play better. He hasn't had a really good game yet this year, and he hasn't really had a good game in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
this might be an offensive game coming up.
I just sang the praises last week of the Bills in terms of how they draw things up and how they can adapt. But I think especially with Reich as a head coach, I mean, he does a great job of giving you new wrinkles, beating you with motions, and the dude does a due diligence going against the defense. So, like, and it does scare you a little bit because they are good in the run game, and also, they're suitable in the pass game. I think they're run first team now, Jonathan Taylor, but they can beat you in the pass game as well. So it's a little more balanced of an attack from the Indianapolis Colts as opposed to the Bills, who you expected to pass.
And they've got tight ends that they can utilize as well.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, though. My criticism of Frank Reich would be similar as I am of Bevel. In big spots, I think Reich comes up empty. I mean, I think he's proven that. I think there are some big moments where he's like you were like, what is that? Like, what was that? And I think that does exist with them. Now, they're coming off a big performance against the Jets where they just manhandle them. They're not going to be able to do that against the Jags in the running game. I mean, the Jags are built way better than the Jets.
I think the Jets are pretty good in the run game, though, weren't they, until that game? I'll have to check. Like, I think the Jets were a liability.
The Jags are one of like a handful of teams, by the way, that are giving up less than 4 yards a carry. In the NFL. So they've done a very inadequate job. I'm not saying this is like the Chicago Bears defense, but they've done an adequate job against the run.
So,
I mean, I saw Jets defensive lineman 12 yards downfield.
Yeah.
They should have been called for a penalty on the run plays, Indianapolis, for having linemen downfield.
Well, yeah, now the Jets are one of the worst teams in the league. But I could have swore going into that game, though, they were a lot better.
Oh, really?
They weren't. I got another stat for you. You can start advocating for it to get changed. It came on December 15th of 2019. Do you know what that was?
This is Jags related?
Yes.
Say it one more time, please.
December 15th of 2019.
I'm going to guess that it's the last time 2019. That would have been all last year. I'm going to guess it's the last time a Jags quarterback threw 3 touchdowns in a game.
No. Austin, no guess.
I'm still thinking. So we can put it to bed, you said, right?
You could put it to bed this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm
but
going to
not necessarily the next 2 weeks after that.
Oh, then I'm lost.
Last Jags road win.
Oh.
Oakland. They're not even a team anymore.
Oakland, by the way, that same date is the last time they allowed fewer than 20 points in a game until yesterday.
16.
That was a milestone game, and that they needed
their going away party.
That was the last game in Oakland, and they needed a fourth quarter crazy comeback to do it.
Yep,
pretty wild. All right, let's get Captain Rick Rouse on right now here on a Victory Monday, Captain Rick. And wow, what a bad weather weekend it was to fish.
Well, I tell you what, it really, really was. The sole exception to that, Brent, would have to be Guana Dam, where they love these flood tides like this, and that the guys were awfully happy down there. It was kind of ironic. I know I talked to the boys down there one day, and it was all trout. It was all big trout, and everybody wondered where the redfish were. The next day, the trout were gone. It was all redfish. They bit real good, but it's these extreme tides, and I've got to tell you, I've lived here, all my life and on the river just about all my life, and I've never seen it like this unless we had a hurricane. This is the highest I've ever seen with no tropical system bearing down on us. It is way up. Oh, my goodness. Browns Creek Fish Camp was flooded today. The restaurant across the street from there was flooded. Almost the whole west end of Heckscher Drive. There was water in all the houses there. I mean, the tide has just been incredibly high, pushed by this northeaster. But it is backing off. It is getting a little better. Now, it's going to take a couple days for the ocean to settle down, but the water temperature has dropped into the low 70s. That means everything's going to be on the move. The whiting and pompano will be moving in, and the tarpon and Jackson ladyfish will be moving out, headed for parts further south. So, to me, the best fishing that I see later this week, and I don't think the water's going to clear enough to spot the reds in the surf, but I think trout fishing will be quite good, and sheepshead fishing will be very good. These big waves breaking on the rocks helps break some of the crustaceans that are clinging to the rocks free at the jetties, and that really gets the sheepshead fired up. So the next few days are going to be good for that. Looks like maybe by Friday we can get boats back in the ocean, but we'll just have to see. But you can count on us tomorrow for another fishing report brought to you by Workman's Quick Fix Plumbing and CNS Landscaping. Thank you, Brent.
Thanks, Captain Rick. Appreciate it. Florida Sportsman Fishing Report each and every day. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Catch the show on Saturday morning, 7 a.m. on ESPN 690. Get ready to play that open in a moment as we go to break, Casey. But he said something interesting, and I talked about this. Saturday seriously was, outside of like Irma and Matthew, like the worst weather day I could remember in a while around here. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting in our business. You know, in the tropical season, our weather team's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, man. Talk about Money Mike Burrish. Yeah, man. Yeah. Come on now.
I mean, I've been doing this 20 years. They're the best, no doubt. But we also, let's be honest, make a big deal about like tropical systems and hurricanes, and because we live on the coast. Mm-hmm. But it's wild to me when we get days that like you don't see it. Like, I mean, they predict the nor'easter's coming in. It's going to be nasty out, but it's not. When you don't see the actual like spinning of the hurricane, you're like, well, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Well, Saturday is like it was bad, man. I mean, the beaches just got absolutely hammered.
Oh yeah, it was windy.
What Captain Rick was just talking about, I mean, it was nasty out there. I think a couple of boats went into the Bridge of Lions down St. Augustine. I think they shut that down for a bit.
I think I saw that tweet from Mike Burrish himself.
Yeah, I mean, you combine.
No follow, though. Just,
Friday, we got lucky.
Oh, for real?
He hasn't followed. I'll get him to do that.
And I even know the guy, sort of.
You haven't.
Let's see if Money
Friday, we had only a couple cancellations with high school football.
Yeah.
We thought there might be more.
Yep.
But Saturday, he follows you.
Congratulations.
Saturday, I feel like I was like one of the worst weather days I can seriously remember. It was like 48 degrees out. Yeah. It was windy, so it was cold.
Yeah.
And the rain was just relentless. So hopefully everybody stayed okay and no water in your houses and all that stuff. But it was a nasty day.
I got this tree in my backyard that's like not on my property, but is hanging over my property. Ooh. And it's huge. Like it's crushed the whole house.
That sounds like a Send Ben
It does sound like I thought about it, to be honest with you, but I haven't sent Ben anywhere yet.
I wonder seriously how that works. You have a nice neighbor?
You got a chainsaw?
Never met him. It's not a
You never
chainsaw
met your
tree.
neighbor?
Oh, it's
They're
not
like
chainsaw,
behind. This is behind my house.
Okay.
So like there's like woods, obviously, thus the tree.
You can call somebody that would come do that.
Well, yeah, but we have to. So we asked the HOA, and they were like, "If it's a healthy tree, we're not cutting it down." And I was like, "No."
I hate the HOA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Well, it's leaning
Keep
like
paying them $100 a month for nothing. That's great.
Yeah, well, yeah. So anyway,
So did you ask, like, what about when that healthy tree lands on my healthy house?
yeah, that's what I said. I said I was going to sue, and I don't know. The lady's
Gonna
not
get
very
a
nice.
healthy suing coming at you.
The lady's not very nice. That's in charge. But the point
Get
is,
out of here. The
Yeah, she's
HOA
in the
people aren't
HOA.
very nice.
No, she's not.
Like, there are a few things like I hate in life. The Yankees are one and the HOA are two.
They should put the
Yeah.
HOA people at Chick-fil-A and the Chick-fil-A people at the HOA. You know, like switch them around.
I wouldn't have a tree problem.
It's fast food. I get it. Like sometimes you're going to be, I get it. You don't like it. Cool.
I probably wouldn't get any sauce though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I like the people at Chick-fil-A.
No, I love the people. That's a compliment to them. I'm not.
But I don't want to deal
awesome.
with the HOA people at Chick-fil-A is what I'm getting
Oh,
at.
okay.
But the point of the story is when it's windy, I'm
Especially
terrified.
during peppermint shake time.
It is peppermint shake time.
Yeah.
Scared the trees falling.
I
Point of the
would
story
be,
when it's windy.
Yeah, I hope
And
it
I
doesn't
can't afford
happen.
another house.
But
I can't even afford the one I have.
Well, this is on record now. You know.
Yeah.
So now you put in your claim.
Yep.
I don't take any of it back. Something bad is going to happen. I can almost guarantee it.
Oh, wow. Almost like he's going to knock it over himself.
No.
Almost like this is all it's an insurance fraud?
No.
This is one of those insurance. I'm not going to be a witness to this. So I'm getting out.
But this is a hell of a way to get a roofing endorsement.
Hey.
Or a tree removal endorsement.
Yeah.
here
Hey,
we go.
if you're listening, you do that kind of stuff.
I like that.
Yes.
Now we're
Tree
talking.
removal
I don't know what I can
endorsement.
say and what I can't say.
Yeah,
but seriously,
I'd be
the tree's a
careful.
problem.
I feel like you said too much already. But you're
Probably
fine.
have.
No one's no one from the high ups.
Austin just accused you of insurance fraud. So.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Well, I don't know. If we're going on this road, I mean, I want to talk about Chick-fil-A sauces. Which one is the best? And I want to go down that road.
By
and
the
you're
way-
so hell-bent on this. Yeah.
They got a new sauce. I had it today.
Hit me with it. What is it?
I don't remember.
What does it taste like?
It was good.
Is it savory? Is it sweet?
No, it's like kind of spicy a little bit.
Does anybody know can you buy like that
Yes.
peppermint shake?
Oh,
like, can you
no.
buy like a tub of it?
Thought you were going to
Brent,
say sauce.
no, you can't buy a tub of
Like
it.
seriously, I got a kid that's 115 pounds, but he would eat that. Like he'd be 130 pounds by next Tuesday if I could get a tub of this stuff.
Honestly, if you ask them, they'll probably accommodate. You'd probably have to give them a tub, though.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll
it's
give him a tub. I'll give him a
They do
tub and I'll pay
anything.
double.
Yeah. No, I mean, you pay you can do anything there at Chick-fil-A. Like, they're so kind and so nice.
That's why I don't want the HOA people there, because then I'm suddenly getting no sauce and a ton of
I
ice.
want to know what the sauce is, though, because you just can't tease a new
I'm
Chick-fil-A
trying.
sauce
If you
and
just
then I get
delay like a
nothing.
couple more seconds,
All
I'll
right,
pull
sorry.
it up.
But by the way, the correct answer,
Like-
best Chick-fil-A sauce,
It's
Polynesian.
Polynesian. That's what everybody.
Drink show me a soda.
Yeah.
Sweet and spicy sriracha sauce.
Ooh, that's good.
Brent, I'm not mad at that sriracha.
That sounds good.
I heard it today when I was like mobile ordering, like because Amanda was doing it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Give me one of those."
It's going to be really weird when I go over there today and ask for a peppermint shake with sweet and spicy sriracha sauce.
But pairs well. Pairs well.
I mean, there's a lot of free advertising right there for Chick-fil-A. Please drop me off a tub of that peppermint shake for my kid.
Mouth is watering now.
Please do that.
Mouth is watering. As I just drink my water.
I'll pay double. I'm not. This isn't a trade deal.
I'm
No
sure they can
bartering
accommodate
involved.
you,
This is
Brent.
just I'll pay double, triple.
I'm sure they can accommodate you. I'm sure that the players
Seriously,
could give you one of the
kid would-
machines.
I swear Ty would be like, I mean, Florida would probably offer me if they would just give me a tub of pepper shake.
Is that what we're trying to go to Florida? Is that the goal? Okay.
They're very good at the sport of baseball.
I was going to say, yeah.
Football,
we're
not
not.
so much.
Take some attention off that football
Just
team.
kidding.
Okay.
Okay, that wasn't happening. Just trying to be a little dramatic.
I like it.
I really just want the damn peppermint shake.
Brent's starting to hold schools hostage already. Well, we're hearing from Florida. I'm sure Florida State might be a little late to the party. Miami, I don't know where you guys
Get to
are.
120 pounds. This
guys
team's
are-
going to offer.
Yeah. Murray State, give them a call.
Hey, maybe we'll hear you want to hear the open to break, or do you want to do it when we come back?
We do it when we come back.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Keep that energy flowing. You
That's
know?
good.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
we'll do that. ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Today, tracking sunny skies with milder temperatures. Highs this afternoon will be in the mid to upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Stella Sapegic, and that's your Action News Jack's First Alert forecast.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry, the flavor of berry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter.
And I understand your son is the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted, being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are harder to quit than regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Camrys, Corollas, RAV4s, Tundras, and more. When you're ready to buy a new Toyota, you've got to get to Arlington Toyota. At Arlington Toyota, they've got 300 new Toyotas available, plus interest rates as low as 0% on over 10 new Toyota models. 0%. Plus, you get 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And every new car purchase gets a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/November for full details.
Life always has its challenges, but if you feel hopeless or suicidal, you don't have to face it alone. I'm Dr. Christine Caulfield, CEO of LSF Health Systems, and our free Link to Life program can help. We'll connect you with a care coordinator who will work with you to build better tomorrows. Please take suicide off the table. Contact Link to Life at 904-582-3252 or visit lsfhealthsystems.org.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One with a preview of what should be a great defensive battle when the Chicago Bears visit the Steelers. Pittsburgh head coach Mike Tomlin agrees.
You got to work to minimize their impacts. Penalty component would put us in harm's way in terms of that. We got to work to minimize those guys. Can't say enough about Jackson and Gibson at safety. Those two guys are highly productive guys for them in the running game and in the passing game.
The 4-3 Steelers, coming off a win at the Browns, are still very much alive in the AFC North race. At 3-5, the Bears continue to be a defense-first team and have struggled to score on offense. Kevin Kugler and Trent Green will have the call of the Bears and the Steelers on Monday Night Football.
Get ready for the game with more details and preview at westwood1sports.com. And remember to listen for the NFL right here all season long.
Napa know-how. When you buy the Napa bag for 99 cents, you'll get 20% off 3 or more items. No other bag saves you 20% on wipers, premium oil, headlamps, and more, which makes the Napa bag the best bag in the world. Sorry, handbags, man bags, punching bags, bagpipes, and even you, bags out of the eyes. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating locations, does not include taxes and fees. Advertised sale price not available in some states. Offer ends 11/30/21.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
I mean, it's great. It speaks to, the progress that we're making. I mean, our defense today That's one of the best defensive performances I've seen, and that's a great offense. Obviously, Josh Allen, quarterback, and their wideouts and O-line, all those guys. I mean, they're great players, and to see what our defense did, all the takeaways, the big stops on 3rd and 4th down. I mean, it's just fun to watch, and really they put us on their back. You know, we had a chance to put them away a couple times. I missed 2 throws down the stretch. Like I'm kind of kicking myself because I could have put them away without our defense having to go out there and stop them again. But that's what good teams do.
That was my favorite soundbite of the day yesterday.
So nice, you got to hear it twice.
I was just trying to help you out. We're going to play the open from the show today.
Yes.
Because Casey puts a lot of work in on that. I like to get 2 runs out of that.
Yeah.
Plus, it's fun. Plus, we relive a win.
Yes.
You usually just have opens either. It's got to be something disastrous or something crazy or W's. So W's. And especially ones where we promise to go through a table if they pull the biggest upset in franchise history, according to the Vegas line.
That was your doing,
and
man.
that did happen.
That was your doing,
and
man.
I'm not even mad at it because I love you, Jags fans. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
That you got a W.
Yeah.
We get to talk about a win. I'm happy for me. Got 5 shows this week on radio. Got another one tonight on TV. Got another one Thursday. Got another one Sunday morning
now,
before the next game.
It sounds like you're coming up with excuses not to go to the table. I'm just saying.
No.
Okay.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
I think. I haven't really thought about the damage part of this to my body. I'm not in the best shape I've been in.
Trauma, I think they call that.
Yeah, I mean, I did some push-ups today to get in better shape. Did a little planking.
Yeah.
So I could hold the core.
Are you going to consult like a physician like David Blaine does when he freezes himself for 5 days or
that's
whatever?
why I wanted to get like one of the wrestlers on to give me a tip on how to should I tighten everything up?
No, Brent,
should I just let it all hang loose?
Brent. I mean, I understand that you're the casual wrestling fan of this show. Here.
Oh, yeah, very casual.
Very casual. But sometimes we break down WrestleMania cards and AEW cards. We're okay. But you know dang well if you go through a table, you're not going to bunch up in a ball. You have to put your arms out and try to make as much space as possible.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
It's kind of like the car crash. You can't brace.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of probably an instant reaction, like a natural reaction to brace.
Yeah, well, don't brace.
Don't brace? Just let it go.
Don't brace. You're going to hurt yourself if you brace.
Can I wear a helmet?
No, absolutely not.
Hold on. If something happens to Brent,
yeah, what's up?
I have no more job.
No, hey.
Hey, are you gonna take me on?
Hey.
Yeah, okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Go bring the right hand. We're gonna take you on what? What do you want to do?
How's your left hand?
No, but I'm saying No, is that what that means? I never knew that. Oh, so if he goes like this, bringing the righty? Oh wow, I'm learning something new today. I used to always go like this.
By the way, look, it's a baseball fan, too. Like,
okay,
he actually is a baseball fan. Do you want us to roll the card out there like they used to do?
Save myself a little bit. I always thought it was like time to go to the bullpen. Like, hey,
yeah, I hear
it's
you.
about that time.
I know
I didn't know
you
you were signaling what handed they. Okay, good to know. I stopped playing in high school. Get off me.
I think you should wear a helmet.
All right, then wear a helmet then. Next is going to be then he's going to wear shoulder pads.
Get up,
I thought about shoulder pads and a helmet.
No shoulder pads, just a helmet.
Fine. You know, don't use a table. Put them in a body bag. Use a bag. Well, now we could use a Darby Allin approach from AEW and put you in a body bag so you can't see when you're going to hit, and that way it's a little more. You can loosen up.
That's an idea.
That is an idea.
Really?
What if I get claustrophobic?
Do you get claustrophobic? Is that a thing?
We'll poke holes in it.
I'll tell you, I was talking about it today. Actually, like I was had an MRI once, and I didn't think I was claustrophobic until I went in the MRI machine.
MRIs are sketchy though, dude. Especially with
it's still like the craziest, maybe the craziest hour of my life,
dude. With this big schnoz that I have in my face, I thought I was gonna scrape the top ceiling part. I was like, okay, I'm not fitting, but no, I fit.
It was seriously the craziest hour of my life.
Yeah,
because I thought about everything else that I could possibly think about.
Yeah. Well,
and I didn't know my brain could go there in terms of thinking of things I thought
so
about.
Loud. First of all, so loud.
And it's so loud. But the noise didn't bother me.
Yeah, it's all right. But then, I sometimes I doze off and I move, and then I have to redo the whole thing again.
The question is,
that's my problem. Yes. I can't not move. I just move.
How can we go to the moon with Jeff Bezos, but we can't figure out an MRI machine where it's just 2 seconds you're in it?
I know it. I don't get that.
Or the dentist
either.
X-rays. I don't know how there's not a better than put the thing in your mouth.
In a second.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Well,
is it inconvenient?
Yeah,
it's X-rays.
It's really inconvenient.
It's X-rays.
The whole moral of this story is after I go through the table, I'll probably need an MRI.
So then you might as well get in the body bag to get ready for the MRI.
Just set them and forget it.
Let's play your good work today at the Open after a 9-6 Jags win.
Brent, can I slam you through a table if the Jaguars win?
Sure.
Seriously?
That'd be kind of fun.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What did he say?
It's better than jumping off like something from 15 feet in the air.
I'll lightly pick you up, nice and gently, kind of like the Lion King when it's like, and then I'll slam you through the table.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, if the Jags win,
Can the table be on
maybe
fire?
I'll go for that.
Can the table be on
No,
fire?
now we're getting a little crazy because you might mess up my hair.
2 days later.
How about them Jags? Just want to give a shout out to all the fans, man. This year hasn't gone exactly as we planned, but you guys have came out every home game, supported us through thick and thin. There's a lot more of these wins ahead, for sure. Duval!
Get the tables! Because we got Trevor Lawrence and we got a great defense! Yeah!
That was good. It was a good Open, and now the table awaits, and we will let you know when it happens. We got to plan it out. I still think so. There's no risk for you getting hurt, slamming me into a table.
I mean, how much do you weigh?
2 bills.
No, I'm good, man. I'm in fight camp. We're good to go.
Like you're not going to land on top of me when you slam.
Oh, no. So
that's what I was kind of.
I put this on Twitter today. So if I had it my way, I would give you it's what we call the one-winged angel. It's Kenny Omega's finisher. By the way, no one's ever kicked out of this finisher before. It's like the only move in wrestling history that no one's ever kicked out on. That's what I want to do. But then
AEW will sign me up after I kick out of this.
Well, maybe, yeah, if you walk again. But that's not what I want to do. I'm thinking, like I said, either. And it's going to be the vote here. It's going to be the poll. Either it's going to be a rock bottom, just kind of with my arm pick you up, and you got to jump up and help me out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I do that, or a choke slam. Get by the neck. I'll like a rock bottom.
Thinking a rock bottom.
Yeah, because like the whiplash and stuff.
It's got to be a rock bottom.
Rock bottom.
It's just cooler.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it sounds a lot cooler than grabbing me by the throat.
Yeah.
It's just a cooler move. I mean, the Rock.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, Undertaker.
What's the
choke slam through hell? Excuse me. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's like the reality of getting hurt? Like, what's probably the thing that's going to hurt the most?
Oh man,
Lower back,
spine, huh?
Where do you already have like on and off pain for no reason? That's probably the spot.
Probably in the back.
Okay, then the back. Yeah.
That's
do like a yoga session. You'll be fine.
That's cool.
And
stretch out.
In other news of injuries that shouldn't have happened, when Justin Gaethje won the UFC fight, I had him in a parlay.
Yeah.
Fist pumped harder than I ever have.
Threw something out?
Yeah, elbow
Hurt
was
yourself.
done. Yeah. I didn't ice properly when I played.
To be honest with you.
And you want to go through a table too, you said.
This is how out of shape I was in, actually. That's how my back, like I know I pulled like a little bit of a muscle in my back the other day because I was putting this is the CGC Kinetico water softener stuff, and I need to put salt in, okay? And so I was putting salt in, and I lifted up the 50-pound bag of salt.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man.
Threw something out?
Yeah.
Tweaked it a little bit?
It was just a tweak.
Yeah, it was a little tweak.
That's how I heard it, seriously.
But it got your attention.
But at least I'm not Anthony Richardson and dancing in a hotel room and missing a game because of that.
For sure.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, it's tough getting old.
It is, man.
And I hadn't really, when I promised this table thing, I didn't really think it all the way through.
Well, no, I mean, it was a
they
spur
were
of the
15
moment.
and a half point underdog.
It was a spur of the moment. We're just having fun. I mean, if we wanted to be cool about it, we wouldn't have brought it back up, but obviously I had the video ready to go.
Back up?
I mean,
it was the first thing that came to everybody's mind around here.
It was the first thing I tweeted that day. Hey, not the Jaguars win. Congratulations. Woohoo. No, it's not. Brent's going through a table.
You know what's funny? I forgot. And we had talked about it in the morning.
Yeah.
And a tweet came through that I think we were all tagged in, or I saw it somewhere, and I was like, holy crap.
Yep.
And then I said some other words that weren't crap. And Amanda's like, what are you doing? I'm like, Brent's going through a table. And I ran around the whole house.
See, and the whole time, like through that third quarter, I was thinking like, okay, he's going through a table. I'm like, there's no way this is going to work out. Because like, it's not in the cards. Like the football gods wouldn't allow this to happen. It wouldn't allow through ESPN 369 to be successful. It just wasn't going to happen. So I was quiet. It was all quiet on the Western Front. And then lo and behold,
this is, I got to be honest with you, it never gave me a sense of reservation at all until I like went to bed last night and was thinking a little bit more about it. But that's how much I love you, Jags fans. I'll do anything for a Jags win.
No, but keep in mind, like I understand.
And I also feel better that I'm not that guy jumping off like a car and into the table that doesn't fold.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad, actually, you're going to slam me through the table rather than I have to jump off 15 feet.
And
like
that's why it's
a
tough choke slam, because how are you going to...
Well, he has to assist me. I mean,
right, so he'd have to be above you if you choke slam him.
No, he's got to jump. Yeah, jump.
It'd be easier if you were above him.
Yeah.
But
well, no,
so I'm trying to help you.
Casey,
I'm trying to help
doing
you.
this from like the bed of a pickup truck. I'll tell you that right now.
I like that.
That's what he wants to do. That's where he's going with this. In case you didn't pick up on this.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
But I don't know, Brent.
Whatever.
I don't know, Brent. Can you imagine that nice GNC truck right there and in the shot? You know, nice little publicity there.
Yeah,
man.
It's gonna be how many endorsements can we get off this one thing?
A lot. A whole lot.
I mean, seriously.
I say we just put
Who's
stickers on like it's NASCAR. I say we sell the table.
Who's the best table maker?
That's the thing. If he doesn't go through the table, then there's the endorsement right there.
Can you imagine if he doesn't go through the table and then we like knock the table over so it faces the camera and all the stickers are on the table? Let's go.
Just make sure my mom doesn't watch
Hundreds.
the show that day.
Literally hundreds of,
all right, last thing. Well, not last thing. We'll come back. I want to talk about Josh Allen a little bit, the good one. Casey's got to play this. This is Trevor in the stadium after the game.
Mm-hmm.
And
Knew this was coming.
I can't help but think about this.
Yep.
And I said this to Steph today, where I was like, and I love you, Jacksonville, and I love you, Jags fans, and I get it. And I'm like it, too, on a Monday especially.
Yeah.
But it's like when the Jags win the game, it sounds like they're having a championship parade. Like, listen to this sound and tell me this is not like the Buffalo Bills, the Chicago Bulls repeating. Like, this isn't the Lakers winning a championship. This isn't like the Braves that just won the World Series. Listen to what Trevor says after the game, and I feel like I'm at a victory parade. Listen.
How about them Jags? Just want to give a shout out to all the fans, man. This year hasn't gone exactly as we planned, but you guys have came out every home game, supported us through thick and thin. There's a lot more of these wins ahead, for sure. Duval!
Okay.
Like, if we put Jock Peterson's speech up from Friday, it will sound similar.
First of all, a little awkwardness with the interaction with the reporter. That's fine. But, yeah. For whatever reason, I picture Trevor Lawrence right now rocking flip-flops, coming off the St. John's River and about 5 tequila shots deep.
Holding the Lombardi.
Holding the Lombardi trophy. Hey, you just beat Buffalo 9-6.
I mean,
it's great.
Listen, we love it. I absolutely love that they won. It's been a hard run in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But I seriously heard that. Yeah. And by the way, I'm trying to do this as nice as possible without disrespect. I'm not disrespecting Trevor and everybody else. It's just that's kind of the feeling of the way it's been when the Jags win. It's like, holy cow, they won!
The only thing missing was when he said, you guys stuck by us. It's got to be like, this one's for you. And then insert the Lombardi trophy in his hand. This one's for you guys.
Will the Lions do this if they win?
No, I mean, the in-stadium stuff's a little different. By the way, it was a great moment. Like, you heard the crowd.
No, it was
Dan
good.
Campbell's going to cry.
If you just heard that, yeah, true.
Yeah.
If you heard that, you wouldn't have known there were 25,000 Bills fans in the stadium, right?
True, there weren't when that happened.
Well, probably left.
So, but
Brent was antaganizing him walking down the.
When I heard that though, I was like, this sounds seriously like a victory parade.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that, but now that you said it, absolutely.
Oh man, let's take a break. We come back, put a bow on the show. It is a Victory Monday. And Josh Allen was awesome. How good is Josh Allen? I want to ask you that. Seriously, this isn't just a one-game thing. I'm not asking. Yeah. I'm not saying how good is Taven Bryant.
Sure.
No, I'm saying how good is Josh Allen? Seriously. Yeah. And should they? I mean, how big of an extension is he going to get? A little Josh Allen talk. We come back on ESPN 690.
Mike Greenberg is Greeny.
Did anyone watch football last year and think, you know what? I think there's just too much taunting going on. These guys seem to be too excited when they make big plays, and every now and again, it seems to be in the face of their opponent. This does not have any impact on the competition of the game until you choose to make it so. And what I'm suggesting is don't choose that. Don't choose that.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg, weekday mornings at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio, and watch exclusively on ESPN+.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, with 24/7 support and experienced staff at over 250 local branches. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In today's world, there's a lot of ways to know what's happening. At Action News Jax, we make sure our local stories have more detail, so you get every angle that impacts you. We dig for answers because you deserve the whole story. Taking time to provide context so you're clear on what's really going on. Because we know information is thrown at you 24/7. And we want you to know that Action News Jax is local coverage you can count on.
Sick of big banks drawing money out of Jacksonville? Want your money to stay here and help local folks? At 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, all of our capital is invested back into Northeast Florida. This includes our all-new hometown credit card. You get all the rewards and perks of a big bank, and every swipe invests back in Jax. Get 2 points for every dollar, up to 50,000 bonus points, 24/7 fraud protection, pay with points, and tons more. Support your community with a hometown credit card from 1-to-1 Financial. Apply at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA, a proud Visa partner.
Look, boss, there's another Safe Touch house.
Just play it cool, drive on by.
Word on the street is these new Safe Touch security video cameras are really pinching the burglary business.
Yeah? How so?
Well, the cameras are integrated with the Safe Touch app, right? So the homeowner gets notified when someone even gets close to the house.
So that protects the entire property then?
Exactly. Driveway burglaries are a thing of the past now with these Safe Touch cameras.
Driveway break-ins. The low-hanging fruit of the burglary biz.
Yup. Boss, I heard someone even got busted for letting their dog poop in someone's yard.
Ha! Caught in the act with a Safe Touch security camera. Priceless.
Yeah, it keeps our job pretty simple. See a Safe Touch sign? Just drive on by.
Now, for a limited time, the Safe Touch Advantage plan includes free equipment and installation for new customers with an Advantage monitoring agreement. The Safe Touch doorbell camera, a $200 value, can be added for just $99. Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Looking for a great career that can take you places? The Jacksonville Transportation Authority offers miles of opportunity, and the JTA is now hiring bus operators. We offer competitive pay and benefits with a starting wage of $16.43 per hour. We're offering hiring bonuses from $10,000 to $15,000. CDL training is available, and JTA will pay for relocation to Florida. And the Sunshine State has no income tax, so your paycheck goes further. Stop looking for a job. Get yourself a new career with the JTA.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Men, when you're in the mood for love, but you have ED or PE and those little blue pills haven't worked, here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Rabinski. If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom-blended medications. Men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Call 904-664-8217. We guarantee you'll see results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call 904-664-8217.
You've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. You have to carefully monitor your health for the rest of your life. And you have an increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease.
Cut, take two, action.
You've been diagnosed with a new purpose, to fight for the amazing life you made for yourself. To look that risk of heart disease square in the face and say, no, not me. You've been given a new opportunity to live. Get started at NoDiabetesByHeart.org.
The NFL is on. Key, Jay, and now Max Kellerman.
Here's a guy that you drafted in the first round that you think could potentially be the successor to Aaron Rodgers in the future, but could he at least be a damn backup?
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
It's going to be an exciting story. I know I'm going to hype myself up a little bit more, but great team win, first and foremost, man. Oh my gosh, this defense, man. I tell you, bro. When we fly around, when we don't hurt ourselves, we can be one of the best defenses out there. Hold that team to 0 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to do. So hopefully, they score a lot of touchdowns the rest of the season. So we'll be on the team to do that.
That is Josh Allen. Listen, I think this guy's a really good player. I have for a long time. I got a little bias. I think he's just a cool dude. I think he's great for the city, great for the organization. He loves Jacksonville. And after guys like Jan and Jalen and all those things that happen, to have a guy with his talent that loves Jacksonville, I think that's big. And I think that's cool. I think that's good for fans to embrace. And he wants to be like one of the catalysts. I think what you're seeing with Trevor is a guy who wants to see and be one of the catalysts to turn this thing around. Like, they want to write that story, that's part of it. I mean, they want to win because they're football players. They win, they play well, they get big checks. Like, that's cool too. Mm-hmm. But I think they want it here. And I don't know if they felt that way like day one when they got here, but I think now they kind of do. And Trevor's kind of adopted that pretty early. He understands his place in this town already. But Josh Allen is that guy on the defensive side of things. So, Austin Lane, as we welcome everybody back for our final couple minutes here on a Victory Monday, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. How good is our Josh Allen?
Josh Allen. He's good. Now, he sits right now in the league at 5.5 sacks. That's good enough for 18th overall. I think, in terms of this defense, I mean, you want to go back and forth with Miles Jack, but let's be like Miles Jack. The first couple games wasn't really. I mean, he had a play here or there, but
Miles been pretty inconsistent.
Been inconsistent.
He was great last year. He was good yesterday.
I think that when you see he has the complementary interior push at his disposal, what Josh Allen can do. I think this is the fact with a lot of edge rushers. I think a guy like Khalil Mack, it's the exact same thing. Khalil Mack is still a hell of an edge rusher.
Yeah, you don't hear his name much though.
But you don't hear his name because if the interior isn't doing their part, it's hard to just stand out. If you can get double teamed or chipped, it's hard to stand out. So overall, I think Josh Allen is having a pretty dang good season so far. I'll be honest, expectations. So what, we're through 8 games?
8 games, yeah.
8 games. You're talking about 5.5 sacks through 8 games, and now obviously quarterback sacks aren't everything. In terms of contracts, they might be.
Yeah.
But like in terms of watching the game of football, they aren't everything. I'm not sure how many quarterback pressures he's had, but it's been up there, it seems like. I think Josh Allen right now is trending to where I thought he was going to be. I still think he can definitely exceed expectations still with the help of his defensive line, the interior part of it. But if he keeps on this trajectory, let's just say, then yeah, you might have something special here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if he can somehow find a way to double up this sack total, get to 11 double-digit sacks, let's just say that. He had 10.5 his rookie year.
Yeah.
He obviously has the down year last year because of injury, so we'll give him a pass. And now if he comes back with a double-digit year on a defense that, quite frankly, isn't going to measure up to be that great, and you add in, maybe you can get another forced fumble. Maybe he recovers another fumble. I don't know how many picks he's going to have, but he has the intercept. He has this game that people remember, right? Because to be honest with you, if there's a player that's had a moment to remember this year, I mean, Jamal Agnew had the kicks, but Josh Allen just had a day that the rest of the NFL heard about.
Yep.
And so, I mean, he had that kind of day where you put 3 of those together, you might be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, you're not going to do that, but Myles Garrett, by the way, is leading the way with 12 sacks for a reference point.
Yeah.
But I think this guy's really good. And the point being, I'll tell you this, through 31 games going into that game yesterday, he had the second most sacks in Jags history. Jan was the first one. Yeah. And I always said, how do you get rid of a guy who is second all-time before the age of 25 in career sacks in your franchise's history? That's what they did with Jan.
Yeah. And by the way, Jan's
doing well. He's 6 of them.
6 quarter, yeah.
And Josh Allen, by the way, is now that guy. Like he's actually, Jan's numbers were a bit better, and of course they played on that unbelievable defense that might have helped.
Yeah.
But Jan put up incredible numbers. Josh isn't even in that category, but he's in that breath of like, wow, nobody's done this. Nobody's done this. Well, you don't let that guy go. That's been the problem. Yeah. And so the Jags will sign Josh Allen to a big contract. There's no doubt about it. And they should do that, I think, after this year. Well, this will be year 3 through 3. They can wait.
But you can also extend them, right?
Well, they'll have a 50-year option,
50-year
too.
option, okay.
And so they can wait. But I think I'd do it in the offseason. They got plenty of money. Yeah. I'd take care of Josh Allen now.
Yep.
If this continues.
That's a guy that you want to build your team around. Yep.
Hey, we're going to go. I'll get Jags Report live. James Robinson, 7 o'clock from Sneakers in Jax Beach. It's also live on Fox 30. Let's talk about a win on TV as well. And Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton coming up next Monday night. Action Sports Jacks, what are we calling it? Overtime?
I think we're going with extra.
Extra.
You like overtime better?
Sure. Extra reminds me of things. I think you're going to talk about some TMZ kind of stuff.
Extra.
Oh. Yeah, we'll work on the name.
It's either extra or overtime, but it's coming up until 6:30, so more local sports. And then we hand off to Monday Night Football on ESPN 690 after that. So join Casey and Brian coming up next right here on ESPN 690.
Hey, sports fans, are you ready to get in on a piece of the action? The only thing better than your football team winning is when you have some skin in the game.
This is Ultimate Vegas Insider John Anthony, and if you're looking to cash in on tonight's big game, Chicago, Pittsburgh, I've got you covered. Documented 73% against the spread.
Call 1-800-244-5506 for my absolutely free side and total on the recorded message line. That's 1-800-244-5506. What are you waiting for? Get off the sideline. Call 1-800-244-5506 now.
Chicago, Pittsburgh, side and total. Free on the recorded message line.
Every touchdown and victory dance just got that much sweeter. But before you get in on the action, call 1-800-244-5506 or go to VegasScoresAndOdds.com. Sponsored by JFSR Group.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, French fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, French fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
Whether you're a rock-solid hard athlete or a hardcore fan, in Little League, a pro, or a weekend warrior, Cora Physical Therapy is here to help you reach your goals. We're happy to announce that Cora is now open in Kingsland, on Boone and Haddock, and we're coming soon to Brunswick. With a total of 17 clinics in the Jacksonville region, there's sure to be one near your home or work. Call or come in today for a free screening. No physician's referral needed. CoraPhysicalTherapy.com. Treating everyone right.
Do you have a passion for sales? Are you known for building strong relationships? Do you love to compete and win? CMG Jacksonville is searching for a talented individual to join our family as a media consultant. This position will require a committed person who will forge great relationships with Jacksonville's business leaders and develop profitable campaigns for advertisers. If your talents are a match, email your resume to jaxjobs@cmg.com. That's JAXJOBS@cmg.com or call 245-8732.
There's no way that's used. Get ready, because you're going to hear that a lot after you buy an amazing, like-new, pre-owned from our friends over at Arlington Toyota. Arlington's got 300 used available. All makes, all models. Plus, you'll buy with total confidence thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange program that comes with your purchase. That's 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
I like how you did that.
I'm used to it now.
I see. Here we go. 30 extra minutes or overtime, depending on how you want to call it. If you're still here, we appreciate you. If you're not, we also appreciate you. Here we go on the speaking. Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton. What do you think we should call it? Overtime or extra?
Overtime.
Yeah.
Overtime.
Really? All right, whatever. You know what you're talking about. We're going to be doing this every Monday and Thursday. The promotion has not been out there yet, but it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing every Monday and Thursday, 6 to 6:30. See, the plan was, with the extra part of it, it was extra topics.
Okay. Well, then let's go with extra. I'm a simple man. I couldn't remember from our initial show whether you said extra or overtime.
I think I said extra because I thought the idea of extra topics was good because, sometimes we talk about Chick-fil-A sauce, which is a good topic, but, we have some left over. But as I mentioned, Mondays and Thursdays, we're going to take you for 30 extra minutes, and then there will obviously be some Monday night football and some Thursday night football. But let's not bury the lead. We just talked about it for 3 hours, so 30 more minutes is cool. The Jags won a football game, not in Europe, right here in Jacksonville. Ironically, they have not done that since week 1 against the Colts last year. That was at home as well. They do it without James Robinson. You know the story at this point. What you don't know is what Brian Middleton thinks about it because he didn't just have a 3-hour radio show talking about it. That's why we got 30 minutes. Brian Middleton, overall, you saw the Jags win a game without James Robinson, a game that Trevor Lawrence did not play well. I can't say that in front of Brent Martineau, but it's true.
Wow.
Your thoughts on a 9-6 really good baseball game score win for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Hey, listen, man, you take the wins where you can get them. Listen, I think that this is a big step, regardless if they build or not. I've heard from, a couple of the interviews that they did with Urban, Josh, Trevor, a couple of other players.
First name basis, nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. That's one of the other things that's on my list for moving up in sports radio in Jacksonville. I told you the other one, but we won't discuss that here.
We can't.
So listen, I think that it's big. This means that they doubled their win total from a year ago. They are at least 100% better record-wise than they were a year ago.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's huge. Regardless if they lose the rest of these games. Hopefully they don't. But I think that this was huge. And then to do it at home, which they hadn't done in, I believe you guys said this, that like 420 days, which is, a crazy number. Mm-hmm. And then to do it against the Buffalo Bills, who I believe came into the actual game, the top scoring offense in the league coming into the game, and then also the top scoring defense or, points allowed for defense. Listen, man, the offense, okay, probably a lot to work on. Probably a lot to work on the whole team. But when you do this, when nobody gives you a chance, and I read the article where it said that also that on CBS where it was talking about how this was the 7th largest upset since 1990 in NFL history, right? Which is wild. There's so many great things to take from this, Casey, that you've got to just be happy and enjoy this and soak it in, because you'll look back at this in 2024 and 2026 when hopefully the Jags are winning 10, 11, 12 games a year. Trevor has his maturation process. Urban hopefully is still here. And you'll look back at wins like this in the first year and you'll be like, these were building block wins. So I'm happy for him.
Very good job right there. I know what you did and I know what you fixed. So good work. Yeah, I think, you make a good point. 2024 and 2026 are a long time away, so I'll keep it a little closer to then. They have winnable games on the schedule. The Colts are beatable. San Francisco is beatable. The Falcons are beatable. The Jets can't possibly, well, I shouldn't say it. If Mike White's out there, you never know. But with Zach Wilson, the Jets couldn't possibly win a game. So, yeah, there are opportunities for the Jags to win games. And, yeah, this is a big stepping stone for them, and hopefully they can do it. And the thing is, 9-6, so you got to play some offense. Matthew Wright somehow goes 3 for 6 and kicks somehow with some timeouts and whatnot. That was a wild sequence. But that is what it is. They got to play some offense. Now, granted, one of the stories today, Odell Beckham Jr., not claimed by the Jags. I think Odell Beckham Jr. is still a very solid football player. I feel like I am the minority. Maybe you can give your thoughts on that, but no OBJ here, and that's probably more of a OBJ thing than a Jags thing, but the point of the story is he will not be here. Where will he be? I don't know. But I think OBJ is still a good player. Am I wrong, Brian?
I think he's a great player. He's probably still he's a Pro Bowler on most teams as the first option. I don't know what the reservations may be for other people. For me, though, I would say having somebody like Odell Beckham Jr. here with Trevor Lawrence in his first season and he's still trying to grow, maybe, but there may be something that could be actually detrimental to having somebody like Odell here at this current time. Maybe in year 2, year 3, where Trevor's a bit more established, where everything isn't so new to him. Do I think Trevor could handle a personality like Odell Beckham Jr.? I do, right? You just hear him on press conferences, the way that he's handled himself this entire season, very mature. I think that he has what it takes to lead a locker room, to lead other men, a men of 53 team. But the deal with Odell coming in and you have a rookie QB, and no matter how much it looks like he may be able to handle something, there still could be the actual chance that there's more of a detriment if you're not getting him the ball. If we are 2-15 this season and he starts acting up, and then maybe you start having the Baker Mayfield effect where he's pressing to get him the ball because he sees what could happen when he doesn't get his way.
No, that's fair. You went to the Brent Martineau School of everything Trevor Lawrence does is great, so I'm sure Brent will be happy to hear that. But I look at it in the way, and I think me and Austin agree on this a little bit, is that how he can't – I hear what you're saying, but on the field, I don't think there's a way that he could hurt Trevor Lawrence in any way, shape, or form, and all he's going to do is help. It's kind of like a good tight end, which apparently Dan Arnold is. Thank you, by the way. If you don't know Brian Middleton, you probably don't. Carolina Panthers fan.
Yeah.
South Carolina Gamecocks fan as well. We'll talk about that in the next segment.
There we go.
Because there's some thoughts on that. But nevertheless, I think OBJ could have helped this team. At the end of the day, it's not going to happen here in Jacksonville. But we did get John Brown. You know who John Brown is? It's that John Brown from Arizona.
Okay. I was thinking something else. Okay, cool.
He's got, what were you thinking? The kicker?
Nah, I was thinking, isn't it like a legend tale of John Brown? I don't know.
It's fascinating you say that because I said this exact conversation played out earlier around 3 o'clock. You can go back and hear that on the podcast. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, wherever you get your podcast, you can find it. It's in the first hour. We had this very conversation about John Brown, the guy that's not a football player or kicker or any kind of football related. He was alive a very long time ago, and he did some things for this country. I can't speak a whole lot on it because, frankly, I don't know a whole lot. I just know the name. So, but anyway, you can hear that on the podcast, or you can hear the whole entire show on a Victory Monday Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, the podcast. This John Brown, though, played with the Cardinals for a long time, does wear gloves, contrary to popular belief. Again, podcast to get that reference. 4,700 yards in his career, 31 touchdowns. Ran a 4.3 in the combine a very long time ago, so he was signed to the practice squad today. So John Brown is not Odell Beckham Jr. He's not even the great value Odell Beckham Jr., but he is a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brian.
You ran a 4.3?
Yeah, at the combine.
Yeah, Urban loves that.
Now, this was in 2014, though.
So he probably was like a 4.37 now.
4.37. He ran a 4.34. You're telling me in 7 years he's only lost 0.03 seconds on his 40 time?
I mean, how old is he?
31.
Okay, I'll give you a 4.4. Listen, these guys are in the peak physical condition. Their peak isn't the same as the rest of us regular folks who never get to that level. So they can hold out a little bit longer, barring injury or something like that.
Whatever you say. We got to take a break. Action Sports Jacks, extra overtime, whatever you want to call it. Extra topics, all the things. We'll be right back. And when we come back, college football. We don't do a lot of that from 3 to 6. We're going to do it right after the break. Brian Middleton's South Carolina Gamecocks have inevitably won a football game against the Florida Gators. What do the Gators do? A lot of crazy other things happen in college football. We'll talk about it on the other side. ESPN 690. We'll be right back. What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks. If you can't catch the show live, just search Action Sports Jacks wherever you get your podcasts to make sure you don't miss moments like this.
Now, keep in mind, you're sitting next to Mr. Thanksgiving right now because I absolutely stuffed the stat column.
You sure did.
And they called me Mr. Thanksgiving.
Nobody
called
brag. Nobody called you that.
I don't want to brag.
You called yourself that, maybe.
I don't want to brag. We're talking 4 points.
Yep.
We're talking 2 rebounds.
Yep.
We're talking a steal.
Okay.
We're talking a block.
Yep.
And I almost broke a guy's ankle. I'm just saying, if you find yourselves around some Jacksonville Giants and all of a sudden one of them starts saying, is that stovetop dressing?
Oh, jeez.
What is that? What is that? Is that cranberry sauce? Oh, Mr. Thanksgiving's in the house. And that's who you know they're talking about me.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A chilly one tonight into clear skies will drop into the 40s, but a nice Tuesday. Sunny skies tomorrow and highs 70 to 75. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jack's First Alert Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where now you can save up to 41% off during Beard's anniversary sale.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Don't let the milder temperatures lull you into complacency. Fuel prices will continue to rise, as will your utility bills. Call us today and take advantage of our fall prices. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Just be positive. Your Community First Mortgage champions make sure you get a great rate, a quick close, and can save you about $3,000 in closing costs. Apply at communityfirstfl.org. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Men suffering from ED or PE? Has Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center is featuring Restore Wave, the latest in non-invasive ED treatment. You'll see results on your first visit or pay nothing. Call 904-618-3497. That's 904-618-3497.
Hey, sports fans, are you ready to get in on a piece of the action? The only thing better than your football team winning is when you have some skin in the game.
This is Ultimate Vegas insider John Anthony, and if you're looking to cash in on tonight's big game, Chicago, Pittsburgh, I've got you covered. Documented 73% against the spread.
Call 1-800-244-5506 for my absolutely free side and total on the recorded message line. That's 1-800-244-5506. What are you waiting for? Get off the sideline. Call 1-800-244-5506 now.
Chicago, Pittsburgh, side and total. Free on the recorded message line.
Every touchdown and victory dance just got that much sweeter. But before you get in on the action, call 1-800-244-5506 or go to VegasScoresAndOdds.com. Sponsored by JFSR Group.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
ESPN 690. Brian Middleton, Casey Kurtz. And if you're out there listening and if you're wondering, am I listening to Brian Middleton and Casey Kurtz on ESPN 690? You better believe it. You know who just hit my phone. Brian Middleton. You might want to check your phone as well. I know you got, I think, a few of those, but.
Whoa.
What?
Stop telling my business in the street, sir.
No, you got a work phone.
And I don't got a work phone like that was given to. You got me telling on myself. Stop it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what you're doing there. Anyway, yes, you are listening to Brian Middleton, Casey Kurtz, ESPN 690. We're calling it Action Sports Jacks, either extra or overtime. Haven't decided. Maybe we'll let the people vote.
Okay.
But the point of the story, 30 minutes every Monday and every Thursday, right after the aforementioned Action Sports Jacks, and before Monday night and Thursday night football. And we're going to get some sort of groove, some sort of rhythm of how we're going to do these things. But on Mondays, it seems like a reasonable idea because from 3 to 6, you know you're going to hear a lot of Jags talk. And we'll probably give you some like we did a little bit earlier tonight. But college football happened. That was a thing. And Brian Middleton, you know what? I don't want to do the people a disservice because nobody believes me that I called this. I said what was going to happen to the Florida Gators. As a Florida Gators fan, I saw it coming. So let me scroll back to our text. We do text a lot of nonsense throughout every day. Here's where I said they should have left Dan Mullen in South Carolina. Here it is. Saturday, 7:44 p.m. I said 34-31 South Carolina. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
You then sent me Jonah Hill going like this. If you're watching the stream, you can still do that, by the way. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. 2 different areas on Twitter. You can find it at Brent AS Jacks, as well as ESPN 690
Man,
Jacks.
you promote with the best of them, Casey. I got to be real with you, boy. You'll get a promo in easy. I like it, man.
Yeah,
Keep going. Didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, you can find us in a lot of places, so there's no real reason to not be able to find us. But here's the thing. I told you it was going to happen. You laughed me out of my own house.
Well, I didn't laugh. There was no LOL. There was no.
No, there was no LOL.
There was no crying emoji, crying, laughing emoji. Like, just stop lying. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I didn't laugh. What I'm saying is the response I gave you can be interpreted a couple of different ways if you're still reading the text thread.
An hour and 20 minutes later, after the score was 30-10 at halftime, I get a
30-10.
I get a text that says, "Wow."
Yeah, I did say wow. Yeah.
You know if Mullen has a realtor.
Yeah, realtor. Yeah. He might have used the one that Cam Newton used when he was up in the New England area. I don't know. I hear that person jumps around with the millionaire, so.
It sounds like a good job to have. Yeah. He should. He probably should. And isn't it crazy, college football? The Gators were pretty much hopeless since Urban Meyer left. Dan Mullen comes in. They played in the SEC championship last year, and we stood in the control room and TV and talked way too loud because we didn't realize how loud it was turned up. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, actually. And Ben Becker came and said, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah,
and we didn't realize how loud it was. Yeah. Good times. But the point of the story is that was a year ago. And not even a year ago at this point. And now the Florida Gators are 4-5, losing by 23 points to South Carolina, who, as far as I understand it, played a dude at quarterback that had never done that.
Yeah, he wasn't the starter.
Mm-hmm. Was he even the backup?
He wasn't the backup. I wanted you to ask me the question. I'm glad you did. Yeah, he wasn't the backup.
Yeah, so Dan Mullen, look, and they make some moves today. Dan Mullen does, including firing his defensive coordinator, which should have came a long time ago. And he's in desperation mode now. He does make a lot of money, and
a lot of money.
We talked about it earlier a little bit from 3 to 6. He probably will be the coach of the Gators next year because of the money he makes. And I mean, what are you going to do? I think he should hire Ed Orgeron to be his defensive coordinator or defensive line coach, something along those lines, because that man is a heck of a recruiter. And that's what you need because not only can Dan Mullen not recruit, apparently, he has shown that apparently he forgot how to coach on the sidelines as well. So that's a problem. But I'm burying the lead here. You're a South Carolina fan who now unbelievably have a 5-4 record. The Gators are 4-5. Samford licking its lips, coming to the swamp. But the floor is yours, South Carolina. What do you got to say for yourself?
Well, honestly, when I say surprise, I just mean the fact that, listen, when you're a Gamecock fan, a true South Carolina Gamecock fan, you already know that there's going to be pain. There's going to be pain year after year. And then you'll have brief respites from that pain where they only break your heart later on in the season. See the Spurrier years. See a couple of years where Lou Holtz was there, right? I was amazed that it got out of hand so quickly. But it really gave me vibes of the week before where the Gators were down here playing against the number 1 team in the nation. And the same thing happened. It was a good game until it wasn't, and it seemed to happen in that second quarter. Like it was just like they let one thing snowball into 2 things, snowball into a 20-point deficit, which that is an issue. And I don't know if that's a mental issue. I don't know how much coaching that is, like physical coaching in game, right? I don't know if that's something that you actually have as a deficiency across the team, in the culture of a team, where they can't shake that off, where they can't bounce back. Because as much as I want to roast Florida, I know that they have players there. I don't know their ESPN rankings. I don't know the 4-star, 5-star recruits, but they have enough. They have enough there. They're in the SEC, and they're not Vanderbilt football. They have players there, definitely, who can match up at least with the players we have in South Carolina. Absolutely.
I mean, that shouldn't be the requirement, though. Like, you shouldn't be trying to match up with the players in South Carolina. You're the Florida Gators.
That's fair. Hey, I'm with you. But my point is, that's where we're at. I know at the very least, if we went position for position, we'd be like, okay, this is at least a fair fight. But Florida probably has the actual edge if we actually broke it down that much. So for that to happen, in the way that it happened, was surprising. But look, when you come to Williams-Brice Stadium, and you're in the Northeaster, and it's 48 degrees, hey, them Gamecocks, we coming for you. It's not a game, That's what the Gamecocks say. It's not a game up here, man. The Spurrier Bowl, we running this right here. So I'm proud of the boys up there. I don't expect too much from them. That's another thing. Our team doesn't have too much in the way of expectations, so they play loose and free. Florida Gator fans, for some reason, you guys still have expectations. I don't know what in the past 5 years really makes you think that you're going to be doing something like the actual college playoffs, but you do. You got expectations. And you're kind of spoiled too, but that's a whole nother deal. Anyway, my point is, I'm happy for South Carolina. I'm happy for Dan Mullen's realtor. And I think that it's really going to be an interesting next couple of weeks, because what happens, Casey, if they don't make a bowl game?
Oh my goodness. A lot is going to happen. Dan Mullen will no longer be the head coach of the team. There will be a lot of things. So you got 3 games left on the schedule. You got Sanford. I can't even tell you they're going to win. You got Missouri on the road. I definitely can't tell you they're going to win. And you got Florida State at home, which I really can't tell you they're going to win.
Y'all going to go 1-2. Y'all might go 1-3. 1-2.
Do you really think 1-2?
What's that going to make y'all? 5-6 on the year? Am I doing that right? Am I doing that math right?
Yeah.
4-5? No, 5-7. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Wow.
So who do they beat, Sanford or Missouri?
I was going to go with Sanford, even though someone tweeted that Sanford can't wait to get their hands on y'all at the Swamp next week. I was like, golly, boy. So 1-2, that might be the deal right there. Wow. So you say Mullen doesn't survive if you guys want to at least get to a Halloween Day Bowl?
Oh, jeez. Absolutely not. You lose to Florida State, they're going to throw stuff at them. They're going to Lane Kiffin them.
Oh, boy. Because Florida State plays hard for the most part, except for like the last plays in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
so, man, Norvell's going to have those boys ready.
I think he will, and that's what scares me. And they can run the ball, and every team that can run the ball all of a sudden can beat the Gators by 40. So that's a lot of Gator talk, and we're done with that. Now, granted, we're almost out of time. I know. It's incredible. You need more of us. You can get more of the station, though, ESPN 690. It's on around the clock. You can hear Brian Middleton. This is kind of like appointment TV. He does the morning Sports Center updates, so if you're up in that 6 to 10 window, you can hear him. Obviously, you can hear the headliner, the showstopper, the must-listen of ESPN 690. That's from 3 to 6 with Brent Martineau. They call him Sunshine and Rainbows. They call him Big Money Martineau. He has an outdoor fireplace.
You should be a boxing promoter.
Should I?
Yeah, you should be like the White Don King.
It's funny you say that, because not only do we have Big Money Brent Martineau, we have the certified killer. I just went with that. Austin Lane. I don't know if you know this. They call him free range hot buns around here.
I got to hear the story on that. I'm still off of the promo where he calls himself Mr. Thanksgiving. So he has
That's
a
a good
bunch of
one.
different pseudonyms, obviously.
He's also a cheetah for all the spots he's getting.
Wow.
He's a man of many names, but the point of the story is he's a certified killer in the octagon. So anyway, that is the headliner of this station. You can hear them from 3 to 6
Hey, Casey.
every day. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. The promos are great. I know we are covering local sports. I want to give one shout out.
Okay.
Because this was fairly impressive. I know that the Lady Ospreys of UNF.
Okay.
And they faced off against JU this weekend, and they won for their 22nd win of the season, which tied their D1 record, I believe, for the most wins in their program.
Mm-hmm.
So, shout out to them for that. Even though I'm not an alumni, I thought that was impressive.
Yeah.
And also there was a young lady, Grace Youngblood. Apparently she was, busting people's heads with her serve. She had a group of aces. So, shout out to the Lady Ospreys.
We love UNF. Shout out, class of 2020. We love UNF because they love us as well. They are a sponsor of the Blitz Scoreboard Show, which you can hear for a couple more weeks right here on ESPN 690. That'll be on Fridays, 9 to 10:30. Kevin Sullivan, the Hall of Famer. Brent Martineau, Big Money as they call him. And myself, I press the buttons. Brian Middleton, we did it. We're one show in. We got a lot more to do on Thursday,
Can
though.
I post this? Can I post this like I actually am on air now? Can I put that on my IG bio?
Yeah, you texted me. Are you a big IG guy?
No, I don't. I got like 3 to 10 followers at any time.
3.
But I just want to post it because everybody posts their inflated resume on IG.
Well, I mean, you're on air. I think people heard you. If you saw the text I was referring to, somebody heard you.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, go ahead, put it in your IG bio, and we'll be here on Thursday. We'll be getting you set for Thursday Night Football, just everything that's going on in the world of sports, especially here in Jacksonville. Right now, you have some time, about 30 minutes. Jags Report Live. You're going to see Brent Martineau on that one. He's going to be visited by James Robinson and maybe some others. You can catch that on your television on Fox 30. You can be here tomorrow, 3 to 6, Action Sports Jacks. We'll do that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll do this again Thursday from 6 to 6:30, overtime extra. We'll figure it out by then, though, promises. They'll do it again on Friday, and then we'll do the Blitz Scoreboard Show, and so much is going on. Monday Night Football comes up at 7:30. We will talk to you tomorrow right here at 3 on ESPN 690. Good job, Brian Middleton. I'll holler at you.
All right, man.
Transmission problems? Call Action Transmission Specialists on Merrill Road, where you get the work done right